Welcome back, everyone. We just had a magnificent break after the upper bracket final. Our finalist is already known. That is Arctic Raptors. And now we're going through the lower bracket run to see who will meet them. I'm here joined by the lovely Sneaky Beaky. And my name is Several Sheep. We got the double names in there. And yeah, we got a rematch of a match that we had in the group stage earlier, yesterday. Actually.
Yeah, no, this is actually a matchup that we were casting. It was over on Anubis, and it went very, very badly for Soulsland. A 13-2 finish in favour of K10, as, K10 just went on an absolute storm. It was really competitive for the first 5 or 6 rounds, and then Soulsland collapsed on themselves. Messy post-plants, messy mid-rounding, and their util just wasn't landing under pressure.
Yeah, and it was mostly like 3 rounds that when we were casting, we highlighted the 2v4, 2v5, and against the full eco, Soulsland threw away, like in total, if you count in like the economic factor, probably around 6 or 7 rounds in total in the first half alone, which is really a bummer for them because they were having a good run. And that pressure is something that they'll probably want to convert on this time. I was talking to them.
Is that a fire alarm?
Is that?
Does that mean we need to go? Well, ladies and gents, we'll be right back with you in a minute. We are going to throw to a break because the building is being evacuated. See you after the break.
Is this really like... All right, let's go.
Just, yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gents. The building, the building heated up for a moment there, as is this finals match. Well, as is this semi-finals matchup in the lower bracket. As you can see, that's the guy who didn't make it out in the top corner over there.
He's fixing it right now. It's a live feed of the problem being fixed at the moment.
Yeah, he's the one who had to fix the servers, actually.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, we're yes. So, jokes aside, a quick false alarm, fire alarm. Well, it might not be false. I mean, it might be a false alarm. But
it's actually the carbon monoxide alarm. We're screwed right now.
Yeah.
Like, we are moments from death. But at least until that point, we will be bringing you some fire Counter-Strike. We have to make the puns. I know it's alarming. But, yeah, it's K10 versus Soulsland. It's a rematch of the group stage. And K10 are the clear favourites here. I think K10 are probably the clear favourites to make it to the finals up against the Raptors. But I have also been informed that we got the vetoes ready.
Oh, really?
So should we have a quick look at those vetoes?
Yeah. Let's see. So this is a surprise for me right now as well. Normally we get them before the game, but Anubis and Inferno will be banned. So that is actually pretty, well,
that's good for Soulsland, let's say.
Some point. I talked to Timo about it, actually, and he said, well, Anubis, it does suit Soulsland's gameplay. But, yeah, I think K10 have the read on them there, so obvious ban. Ancient is going to be picked, which I know from some birdies that have flown around here that has been advised to them by other teams to pick Ancient against K10. We'll go to Vertigo. First time I'm seeing Vertigo, actually, personally.
Okay. I am excited for this map, Paul. I think it's my first Vertigo as well. Yeah, exciting times. Ancient is a really good map one for Soulsland. As you said earlier, you said Timo thought that Soulsland might do well on Anubis, but from personal experience, that's not quite the case. I can see why. It does fit their playstyle. They're normally quite good at the mid-rounding, but I do need to see them taking more mid-control. I feel like that's something that they have to do on both Ancient and Vertigo, because Vertigo especially, I feel like out of all maps in the pool, Vertigo has the most neglected mid-control, and it really costs a lot of teams space. Just leave one lurker there, do a heavy god, and play someone middle on your T side.
That's a very hot take, actually. Which I mean, like as in hot, just not because of the fire alarm, but that's actually like a take that I haven't heard many people mention. And as you mention it, well, yes, that is indeed the case. It's also something that Vertigo has gotten like so many different defaults, because remember when the game, of course, Astralis versus Liquid.
Are you talking Berlin 2019?
Yes.
You saucy man,
yes,
you.
of course I will, because that really sort of made Vertigo somewhat viable as like a proper map to pick, which, I mean, from that point forward, like the whole meta changed. Like it took months before it settled back down again, and now it's sort of at like a spread out spot where indeed you're going, like those things like that mid control have been like prioritized and then neglected again. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I've no clue how these teams will sort of default their Vertigos.
I really do hope we don't see an A-ramp simulator, though. Because, it's fun initially for the gunfights. It's fun to show off your aim on ramp. But when it just goes, oh, boys, let's run 10 A-ramp rush rounds on our T side, it does get pretty tedious. But I'm also excited to see how both of them play Ancient. And we haven't discussed Nuke yet. Nuke is actually a really good map for Soulsland because of their playstyle and because of how well they know their preset nades. They're not necessarily good at their reactive nades, but their preset nades, their executes are really, really solid. They've got the aim to compete, and I do think it's a map that if we get there, they could cause K10 a lot of trouble, especially depending on which side they start on.
Yeah, I don't know if we just saw that. I don't think we have on which side they will actually start on Nuke. But yeah, I mean, on Ancient as well, I think the vulnerability on Ancient is that K10, because how like tight the CT side is, like how tight you need to play, probably K10, I trust them to take advantage of that. To take advantage of that sort of play around on Ancient, just put pressure onto Donut, put pressure on A-ramp, right? I've seen it a ton, like the late half T-side just A-rushes because they just hammer mid, hammer B, hammer lane, and then at some point last 2 rounds, full A-rush 2 rounds in a row. And that's happened a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is a viable strategy, though.
It is.
It does work. It's just a constant overwhelming. And you're like, surely they go B now, right? But it never comes through. But what has come through is the side on which K10 is starting on. It is to be expected. K10 start on the CT side of their opponent's map pick. That will be on Ancient to start things off. And I'm thinking that in recent times, Ancient, especially at this LAN, has felt quite T-sided because of the puggier playstyle you can play. You run up, you find your entries in your caves, your B ramp, and you're happy as Larry. Maybe push onto some shelf control, but these kids love taking their aim duels, which is why Ancient is becoming more and more of a staple, not just in the UK scene, but the European scene in general, especially amongst the middling tiers.
I love it. I love the jungle. And, let's see. I don't think we have the licensing rights to the song, but we're gonna intro it anyway like that. So, yeah. But it's also because like the puggier playstyle you mentioned, it really is because like the CT side has become as difficult as it has.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna shoot it anyway because welcome to the jungle. It is K10 versus Soulsland, the rematch of the group stage, the group of death. 2 teams went through, and now they're fighting for a spot in that lower bracket final tomorrow morning. This is the last game of the day.
It is indeed. It's the late night shift. It's the graveyard hour as alcohol is flowing everywhere else in the arena. But here is laser focus. The Soulsland starting on that T side will make their way straight into middle, which is an area that they have underutilized in the past. It's good to see. They're picking up straight away. JC falls away as there are currently 4 players jostling in Donut. Only 1 defender on the site itself. JC sitting all the way at the back, tapping away, and he is getting mullered.
Yeah, JC does get 1 and falls away. So Harbor Boy has gone down. The bomb has gotten planted. Soulsland, ooh, close range. K10 gets the first. K10 with a double 360 towards the trade. 3 versus 3. More trade going on. 2 versus 1. Oh, can't even keep up. 360 doesn't turn around in time, and the loudness is there from Soulsland, and that is good to hear. I'm surprised it got that loud. I'm surprised they got that loud.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they're a pretty loud side. They're a pretty fast side, as they've already demonstrated. And as I said, well, actually, I think it would be unfair to call that puggy. They used utility. They took mid control nicely. They completely overwhelmed Donut. And then, yeah, K10 now have gone for a 5-man mid stack. They're just chilling here on the pistols. As, yeah, Soulsland just going for a bit of a default here. Synergy outside A-halls. Waiting for maybe some K10 aggression here. It's not going to come through in the meantime. Wins the bottom of middle. Actually gets tapped up a couple of times. Need to be careful here as the pistol starts to rush on in, but XRT simple. Oh, it's a 3K. Make it a 4K. Oh, it's an ace! There we go! Immediate ace in round number 2. Big stuff for XRT simple.
Yeah, that is great. A great way to start. Absolutely amazing to get into that mood. And I mean, we've realized, right, after we had the game earlier on, right, Soulsland, they did fall away after the momentum switch by K10, after a couple of these type of big rounds. So it's very nice for Soulsland to get in this mood early on in this best of 3. And no, mostly just a bit of a default setup. Okay, Dexy. Dexy's cute. Wait, is that actually? I'm just gonna call him Dexy because I don't think it's Dexy. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Dexy is cute. I feel like we're going back off of Steam
that's
names here again, aren't
we?
That's
Feinzo. Actually,
yeah.
That's the Dutch one.
Is your countryman?
My countryman, yes, but I had to like figure it out.
I like the name though.
Yeah. But he's playing as one of the star riflers. He's playing in. He's currently playing in Cave, or is the Cave player. Cave player, probably most important position in Ancient. I don't think. Fully.
Yeah, apologies if you're hearing those audio issues as well, but yeah, Soulsland in the meantime starting that BX. 360 first man up to the task. Synergy will be able to trade on back, and with that, Synergy is able to find even more. It's currently a 4 versus 2. It's wild on the server right now as Biggin left in quite the situation. And he will have to fade away after only a single frag there.
Yeah, I think they really banked on 360 getting more there because, right, the nades were thrown for the positions behind him. And that XM, if you get like 2 frags there, that halts the advance. But they really weren't able to manage it. And I don't know where that loudness came from. I don't think it's from the CS side. But Big N does, he is able to save his weapon, gets a couple of kills, so money is going to be hurt a bit, but I mean, they're rich as hell.
Yeah, Soulsland is stacking up quite nicely early on, both in bank balance and round count. They get the initial 3 off the bat, and there's no real response from K10 just yet. Yeah, the pistol round is fine, the follow-up, they aren't able to get much done either, but with a couple of forces, a couple of, heavy investments, they are down on a Nova for 360. Biggin has an A1S, and that's all they're really going to be able to utilize. The 5.7 is a pretty powerful beast of a pistol.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be more comfortable with a 5.7 than some rifles in the close range angles, especially when you got that high elevation.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soulsland, they should not be losing more than maybe 1 or 2 players in this round. It should be a pretty clean one to find 4 on their pick.
Yeah. I see 360 do some funky stuff with the Nova. Of course, he won't be counted out, and that is Harbor Boy. I mean, he's holding down the flank, right? So that is somewhat of his role, but the fact that he gets 0 kills there, it's a bit eh. I mean, but still, where I am is...
I just call him William because William is his name, and Sundance Kid is just dancing onto the bomb site. As you said, cracking shot. A great shot coming through from XRT Simple as well. As, into the 4 versus 2 we go. JC does tap away, does find Sundance Kid. Do they want to go for this retake? I mean, they will have money in the next round regardless. 360 spots the Shadow. You're right, he's going round the corner again. These Shadows are so malicious, and so is the Nova, but Wims will deal a killing blow on back, leaving Adam JC in the 1v2, and I have a feeling he's going to be advised to retreat here, maybe just play for exits.
I find it also interesting that XRT decided to switch his name back
from Soho to Simple.
Yeah. It was very in sync.
Yeah, we are very in sync today. No, 4-0 to Soulsland, though. They're playing very in sync. They're playing very well as a unit. I feel like we have a damaged view of what they can bring to the table, given that they got 2 rounds against K10 last time they played against each other. I'm glad they got rid of Anubis. They looked very uncomfortable.
One thing I'd like to mention, because we sort of went over that, that B round, right, the first gun round, they had 2 rifles in the XM. They weren't lacking all that much utility, right? They still had like a pretty full bag. There were some counter smokes down, there were some counter flashes, counter nades. They had 3 players and 1 quick on the rotate, and it looked easy for Soulsland.
Sure.
And if that is a start where you're like holding CT, okay, right, well, we're sort of stacking B, but there were 3 players within the bomb site. No one was in cave. And you still lose the site that easily, that might be something to watch out for K10.
Yeah, and Soulsland are also the massive underdogs here. They made it to the HLTV stages of this tournament, which is a massive achievement.
So
they are they're university level players right now. They hug as friends, they formed a team, and now they're in top 4 against, again, I'd say 2 of the UK's best teams right now, and then another mix led by LVN and former 7am Acclaim.
Yeah, who legendary in finishing second at Applelands, as the real fans may know already. And he put, we already mentioned the tweet actually today. But yeah, I mean, that Make-A-Wish team could also do that. They're going to be facing them tomorrow. The winner of this game now, K10, looking likely to win this round. On 360 around the smoke. That smoke really hindered them. A great drop from 360 to sort of stop the assault on B. And they held it a bit more passive this time. And Soulsland had trouble getting in. Now it's just Wims on his own. The trade is ready, but 360 doesn't even need it. K10 is on the board.
You can tell that is K10 screaming. That was the cries of a team very happy to finally put a round up on the board. And not just that, I feel like they got themselves into the game with that round. They looked a lot more competent. They looked a lot more ready for what was going to be thrown at them by this Soulsland side. Now we need to see how the T side will adapt to this, adapt to the fact that they can't just rely on a pacey entry to a bomb site in order to take the round on over.
Ooh, a push from K10. Gonna put it to a K100, but Wims already takes down the headshot. The IGL holding the AWP actually goes down already, so if Wims is able to take full control over A, that is gonna be K1. Probably, and Wims, he does get full control over A, and another team on site. Solslen.
That's a bomb denial.
No, bomb denied. Solslen, bomb denied again. Oh no, this might be another one of those rounds. 3 versus 5 might be thrown away.
They had so many of these on Anubis against K10 previously. They can't afford to let it get to their heads this early. Synergy, fantastic frag onto Biggin. There's Tree60 fights with Vinezo to try and still keep this round under wraps. Tree60 is being held by Wims, who's already done so much. He swings out, will find the kill. And now Vinezo, your countryman, last alive in the 1 versus 3. He's not even watching the right angle, though, as they charge their way up into a halls. And look at this, Wims holding in middle will go down, and this is a winnable 1 versus 2. If the call has been given that Synergy is low, he might just leg it through Donut here.
Wow.
Another plant denial, the 3rd plant denial in the round. Now a 1v1 with 35 seconds to go. This is massive.
It is. We're stuck in tempo. I think XRT Simple is praying for an easy one-on-one. This time, 4th time's the charm. It's, you know, it's what they always say.
No, the timing!
Away. Half HP, he gets away with that mistake. He now knows where Fainzo's coming from. And a close angle, Fainzo! The import with the 1 versus 3. What a start from what a return from K10 early on in this game.
Oh my god, the triple plant denial and the eventual 1v1 leading into a defuse. That is an astonishing round from K10. And I feel like Soulsland just thought, oh, we've committed to the bomb site now. We may as well just stick the plant. And it really comes back to bite them. There was ample time for a rotation, ample time to adjust things, but they just too heavily invest their manpower into punching in those digits. The rear flank comes in as well, and Wims doesn't have all that much impact after the initial AA entry because, yes, he catches a rotation off, but it's not in the right place to finish off the round.
Yeah, and then the aggression towards middle, they played it a bit loose. Right? As soon as you realize, like, hey, this run isn't going to go where we want it to go, for example, after your 3rd bomb plant denial, you're going to play a bit tighter, right? You need to, like, sort of recover yourself. But recovering the energy, just like the Formula 1 cars of today, it's the AK-60, looking to line him up. And, 1 kill, JC, I thought that hit actually the 2nd one. Just went past the face of, XRT Simple, that is. Picks up the AK.
And now he's...
There's a bit of a rotator middle, actually.
Yeah, he's slowly wriggling his way up ramp, but he is the temporary distraction here as Wims on the Tech 9 is attempting to deal with William, but okay, this is the round over now. Vinezo, another great kill. William catches Wims lurking around in towards CT, slaps him up and slaps down 3 rounds on the board for K10, asserting their dominance over these past couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's a quick return. I mean, worst case scenario for Soulsland is that it's going to be an 8-4 half.
Sure.
Right? Still, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But
I mean, we are getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here. They are playing much better than that Anubis game.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Oh, the util damage, though, early on. That's pretty significant on the Synergy and Hammer Boy.
Yeah, that was on the edge of cave, actually. So those were thrown by Fainzo. Fainzo being a bit of a menace, together with 360, used the first time to double-digit frags. Yeah, again, a slow round from Soulsand on this T side. And Lurk leaning over towards the B bomb side. K10, I'm just waiting on a moment where they're just going to barrel down middle with all their might, all their firepower. And it's going to be... For now, we're playing defense.
Yeah, the thing is, K10 don't need to do that, because look at this immense flank coming through the A-holes. Nobody on Soulsland is expecting this. I say that. They do at least have Harbour Boy checking behind, but JC swings in, finds the first. Takes a lot of damage, can't quite convert the second, but this has thrown the round into disarray. They're so distracted on Soulsland, so many angles to clear, but Wims clears the front angle, and that will allow for a bombardment in towards CT. Synergy Wims finding further impact, further fragging, as now they've actually managed managed to sandwich what will be an open B bomb site, and there's very little that JC and William can do to stop this.
That is some absolute perfect calling. What a response to the double flank. Because as soon as you run through middle, right, as soon as you go up there, probably the entirety of K10 is thinking, right, they know 2 players are flanked, they're going to go towards the A bomb side. And then, boom, Kiss Energy gets the kill in cave. That was straight through a smoke. And then, just going through B, that was magnificent. What a round. That was perfect CS. That was lovely.
Yeah, they're playing from a disadvantageous situation. They're completely pincered in middle, but they're just able to win their duels and alleviate some of that pressure, alleviate some of the lack of space they were forced to deal with. And K10 now, they are just going for the save. JC might be in the danger zone, but no, they decide to hide at the end of sewers rather than pushing on through to that T-spawn position. I hear a round of applause there, a polite round of applause as the audience members behind Soulsland are, well, they're enjoying the show right now. They're still very much the underdogs. It's quite interesting seeing someone standing quite menacingly with a baseball bat on the other side of the monitors. Yeah, I'm sure whoever loses this one will be kneecapped by their organisation. But K10, this is such an important one, but just such an important series for them to be winning, as they are the heavy favourites.
Soulsland, I think it's more that the sort of disappointment. Right? Whoa, but okay, well, let's scratch that. It's already over. We'll talk about it in the mid rounds, but. The
stand-in strikes again. That's the storyline of K10.
12-7 once more. I mean, he's going crazy.
He has double the kills of the other star rifler, which is Vinzo. That's what I heard from Ethan on the K10 organizational back-in stuff. Yep. As JC backs himself up with another frag on the AWP. Now, he's really trying to earn his pride of place as this stand-in, pitch himself as a hot prospect for another team. Again, he's been around the scene for quite some time now. You could say he's dug his roots in as Soulsland now. They've got no roots left to dig.
And, well, there is something brewing here. But I do think 360 is going to be in quite the right spot. That tree offering a lot of shade over the B bomb site. Maybe putting some fire down. Hopefully it stays quiet for now. We don't see the alarm yet again.
Yeah, well, they got util on this side of Soulsland though, and it is still a 2 versus 2 towards this bomb site. Rotation's now starting to come on in. Information has been given up that this is the final resting place of Soulsland's offensive. And yep, only Flash is left as... Well, actually, Harbour Boy is gone in a flash. That's a saucy frag from 360 around the edge of the smoke, leaving Sundance Kid in a 1 versus 4, but he's not got the gang in this one. He's up against the world. He's going to swing wide for the first. JC will go down. He's doing a good job at isolating his jewels, but he's being peppered from every direction. 360, 4 kills in the round. This man is a menace.
Yeah. Another multi-kill. When we were on Anubis, he also had a 14-7 KD ratio at one point.
Damn.
And yeah, it's just a player that's so difficult to deal with. On the other end, William is, together with Harbour Boy, not woken up yet at the late night game. Of course, all these, like both of these teams have had 3 matches already. 3 very grindy matches. So you get to a point, right, where the fatigue starts to get in. Yeah. And it's a LAN event. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not eating right. Pretty much no one is. But that's like the charm of LAN, and it becomes such a grind in here. So yeah, don't blame them for being tired. I think they're going to warm up soon.
We talk about 4 best of 3 days and like a broadcasting schedule being too much. Forget that. Play the 4 best of 3s and come back and talk to us afterwards. But as you said, it's the beauty of LAN. Nobody's quite in their right state of mind, but everyone is trying their damn hardest, and that much is for sure. Soulsland, again, looking to stake their claim, really make a name for themselves in this UK scene. And hey, maybe further things will stem from this. Maybe down the lane as 360 pushes down the lane, and Harbour Boy is absolutely decimated. 1 in 9.
Yeah, that ship not going far. Pretty much any of the rounds. No wind in his sails. As you can see, pushed back a bit by the util. Soulsland, from our perspective, they have a very clear idea. Big in though Takes down the mid player. JC with another kill. That's out of A main, and extra TS simple. And Sundown's kit are all alone again. 2 versus 5. 25 seconds left. It's a bit... Yeah, don't really give it to him right in this round.
Yeah, there's nothing we can
did
do.
get picked up now. Clearing CT is pretty much impossible. Alone, and bigger than JC at the same time. We're going to get the kills into Soulsland.
And with that, we have ourselves an equalised scoreline as we barrel our way down to the end of this first half. Very interesting times, as it did look for a brief moment like Soulsland are going to run away with the early stages. Again, a fantastic 4 rounds in a row. They win the pistol, the conversion, the gimmick, and they also win the opening gun round. But that's when K10 start to wake up, and not all of the rounds were clean. Definitely not. They came down to the 1v1, the 3 bombs on Denars. It was like craziness. A 1v3 as well, as Soulsland are so blind, but Synergy still gets away with 1, wins another. They need to start barreling these kills back in their favor, and Tree60, you speak of a wood-based object, and he will arrive. William another leaves Wims in a 1 versus 3.
Yet again, it's 360 to sort of come in and stabilize the situation. The stand-in pretty much knows all too damn well how to secure a round on his own. Wims is not really moving whimsically, as he is sneaking very slowly. We disappear below the map. I actually thought he got shot there, but
I also thought that was the dead body. It's fine. He's alive for now. There's a minute left.
He's not put in the ground just yet. But in this 1 versus 3, we've seen it on one side, but it was a bit more likely of a round, and now JC takes him down, so we're already done. 6-5, equal half, could be possible.
It could be. It could be indeed. There is still a buy on the T side coming into this. But yeah, the CTs will have no problems. They've all remembered to buy the fuse kit. That's the first important step. Full util, full weaponry. It's going to be a tough one for Soulsland. They've got nothing on their AWPer in terms of the util department. And he's also not working with head armor either. Against the CT side, it's a dangerous risk to be taking. But yeah, K10 are going to be all the more pleased with how this one has turned out in their favor. As speaking of Tree60, he can find a sycamore gap in any offensive. Pub quiz references.
Wow, that's sharp. Yeah, you finished.
I did. I was pretty pleased as Harbour Boy and Tree60. No doubt pleased with that 1-for-1 as Harbour Boy finally finds his second kill, but Synergy has just phased into his teammate as he tries to boost up onto shelf there. Cheers CS2 as Wims now needs to find a frag too.
Wims can be very important again. They play him in a lurk role quite often, and there has been potential for him to really take it by storm. Biggin just now spots the head. The AWPer has to be careful, but as soon as he goes down, Temple's going to get spotted. No kill converted yet, though, by Synergy. And a lot of players have been spotted. Extra T simple. He's going to find JC. So the battle of the AWPers finally won on the side of Soulsland. 1 man up, but Synergy is such low HP, and then this fight in the middle. 360 finally gets shut down before he can get a kill on the round. Well, he did get 1 kill, actually. Biggin, another 1 versus 3. Gonna peek out wide. Synergy holds that very tight angle, and Soulsland, in the end, have something to cheer about in the first half.
Yeah, they certainly do. We are neck and neck coming into the second half, and I think this is the appropriate way to round out the day. A really, really tight-knit game. I wouldn't want anything else, and I don't think these teams would either. Well, okay, I say that. They probably like an easy way all the way through to 3rd place, but no, I think this is a real test of each team's mettle. If Soulsland can survive K10, then who knows how far they can go. I think Arctic Raptors still very much the favourites in this tournament, but it would be great to see an unexpected challenger in that finals.
Yeah, definitely, and that also brings some of, like, I think Arctic Raptors will be solid enough, but, well, this duel, the red horse crab walking, finds a William crab walking into A main. It's kind of like the show match that we just had. It's a bit of a weird strategy. I mean, I get that you don't expect someone to be pushed up there already, and it's just a beautiful play from Extra TS Simple. That is some of the puggiest play styles we've been talking about that can be so damn potent. Synergy, 2 bullets, 2 kills, and now fully wide out. He's going wide out, has straight on. He's wiping out K10.
No way, Biggin got the smoke kill. Biggin got the kill with the smoke. I think it's Synergy. Oh, doesn't matter if Soulsland win the round now. That's just an L. That's an L you're going to have to firm for the rest of the game. Rewind it. Rewind it. That's big and now. Okay, gets immediately decapitated by Wims, but that was quite the way. That was quite the way to deal with the menace in K10.
A double clean one tap and a small canister with a bit of thick air takes him down on the ankle. Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, it's like who would win, K10 or a canister? Basically a tin can.
Yeah.
Well, we found our answer here, as K10 appear to have found their answer. Run A very quickly, and Soulsland, they do find William, but this might be a bomb plant. Oh
Is
no,
bomb drop
the only player to go down is the one carrying the bomb, so no plant allowed here. And Biggin, I respect it, going for the god flank, but bearing in mind he's on a Glock and JC is about to get absolutely pummeled. Yeah, this one should probably be over. There we go. Nice farming up of frags here.
Yeah, exactly. They need to make sure the SMGs get some more work done.
Absolutely.
Because Sundance Kid, well, he did get one kill, but those Augs, they take a while before they pay themselves back. But K10 also. Wait, what? Oh, right. Well, there we go.
Wow, okay. That's
it's becoming more than just yelling now.
That's the most we've heard out of Soulsland in a little while. As Soulsland put themselves up onto 8. Now, one thing very important to note here. They have won the pistol round and the conversion of both halves. And according to HLTV, that pitches up to about a 75% map win rate if you're able to take both first and second rounds of each half. And K10, if that statistic is true, they're in a lot of trouble right now, but they do at least have weaponry to fight in this one.
Going very fast down B.
Oh
But
my
no,
God.
360 lines them up. Oh, there was so much potential, but 360 yet again, the man unfooled. And what another
360!
third. 360 nearly getting the fourth, but XRT is simple. Does shut him down. Now he's looking towards Cave, and 360 yet again is the only one there to crush some souls.
Yeah, I mean, 21 and 12 right now. The man is a menace, but so is K10. He's already proven himself in this half so far. Down goes Vinezo, the other star rifler, but JC is there in the back lines. K10 failed, and now XRT simple in a 1 versus 3. He's on the wrong bomb site as well. Yeah, that needs to be a save.
Yeah. Probably, especially when looking at the money. I mean, he's got enough cash. K10 is all right. Sundance Kid is also decent enough. So you could get at least some good SMGs. And I love the strategy that they went for. And pretty much everyone moved out to the left. People were blinded. No one was paying attention. And it's that damn kid 360 that just slides out, does different from the rest, just moves out to the right, and then bang, bang. And then a third shot on top of it is just another cherry on a cake.
Yeah, 360 is an absolute menace. He has been overperforming in every match that we've seen him in so far at the very least. Yeah, and honestly, if you have 360 in your fantasy pick'ems, I imagine he's done pretty well for you. As William does go down to the bomb. That's actually not great. There's not a huge economy on the T side, but finally, the streak is broken. K10 get their opening round in the second half, and we'll look to keep this one as close as can be.
One positive for Soulsland is that, in theory, the decision was the right choice. Right? It's not that, like, they lost that round by mostly just, it was a good timing by 360, but you lose that round against a play made by one player. The play itself was perfect, in theory. But so I think that they do right into middle. The Nova on Harbor Boy. XRT simple gets a double kill. They're trading double kills. 360, who had the Nova in the first half.
No way.
Take some revenge, but Mac 10's going for double kills in the middle of gun round. Just why not?
Okay, apparently this is a winnable 2 versus 3 now. William comes to join up with 360 over towards that B bomb site. They've got the bomb in tow as it ebbs up B ramp, but they do also have Sundance Kid in the back lines. The FAMAS a lot deadlier than it used to be back in Go, trained eagerly over towards the position of assault, but oh, William, He's not actually going to be spotted just yet, but throws Util towards the wrong side. Famas now heard, but he's going to stick the plant regardless, as Tree60 is about to get absolutely hammered in towards Cave if he's not incredibly careful with that Util usage.
Smoke in there because they're not advancing through Cave. There's going to be a three-pronged attack at the moment. Just two pillars to defend with. Liam, he's standing strong. Kisenergy does straight though. 360, an ace, or wait, a 4K with the Mac 10 is just a bit too much to ask for, even for a man like 360. We've been mentioning his name a lot, but he's been the star thus far.
Yeah, multi-kill almost every single round of this game so far. I think you scratch off the pistols and you're pretty much right. As Soulsland put things right in that round, it gets dangerous because of the Mac 10 play. The bomb does go down. It gets into a 2v2 at one point, but William unfortunately unable to capitalize onto his ramp swing. The flashbang actually fully blinds the player, but he also blinds himself. And with that, Soulsland pick up onto 9, and it will be a force from K10. Okay, that's perhaps a slight underestimation. It's a force buy for Biggun, but everybody else brings an upgraded rifle to the table. But Soulsland still looking more comfortable in their current spot, as Harbo Boy looking rather uncomfortable now that Vinezo has lodged a 7.62 round into his forehead.
Yeah, that was quite the fast peek right into Cave. Right, you have the double peek. Harbo Boy couldn't deal with it, and it might be trouble with Harbo Boy. Wow, okay, so it doesn't even need to see. Wow, blind dance, kid. He's just spraying through.
Did you say blind dance, kid?
Yeah,
I love
right.
that. But unfortunately, Wims gets another through smoke and the wall this time, just to add insult to injury. K10 back in a 2 versus 4, and this round already looks rather forlorn. William watching the backlines as he prays. He's able to pull back some semblance of an advantage, and XLT Simple does not clear his corners properly. Nade rattles down to the low side as another player is spotted by Biggun. They've got information, they've got the location, but Wims just killed Sundance Kid in the crossfire. Kisenergy, though, will stabilize things on out, and with that, Soulsland, with 2 left alive, put 10 up on the board, and K10 are struggling.
Yeah, K10 are really having difficulties as soon as they get to the bomb site. Twice or 3 times now, they've been sort of cut down to 2 players before they can even get started with a post plant. I was going to say earlier on in that round, having Harbo Boy 3 and 14, currently being the Cave holder, right? Fainzo is going to challenge Cave. He knows where the vulnerabilities are when you're holding Cave. That challenge, I have a feeling K10 are looking where they're running again. They want to take advantage so badly over Cave, but it doesn't feel like Soulsland have the answers.
Yeah, Soulsland, they have been answering back, even when the situation is starting to get a bit dicey. Now Dexy, or Vinezo, tries to dice up a couple of players in towards Cave, but yeah, Harbo Boy, he's farming up some ecos, and honestly, let him. He needs the confidence. And hopefully these kills will allow him to pick up a bit as William tries to pick up a frag on back, but Harbo Boy keeps on going. Now that wasn't an eco, that was against the swinging rifle. That's even better for him as he doubles his tally in just a single round. 360 down in a 1-on-3. Nothing happens as he's gunned down by Wims, and Soulsland are 2 away from closing against K10 and 4 rounds in the lead.
Ooh, this is a switch up way to the other end than what we had on Anubis. A tactical timeout called, and finally tech timeouts are going to be on time, because we've seen tech timeouts be called way too late. I was talking to Timo. I mean, you got to pause every 4 rounds you lose on regulation, in theory. So pretty much every 4 rounds you lose, you could/should take a pause. K10 might have been a bit too late with this one.
I feel like they should have called it earlier in this half, at least.
Yes, definitely.
Because after that string of 3, I mean, it wasn't even looking convincing in some of these scenarios. As you said, they get to the bomb site with 2 players left alive, and it's almost always a 2v4.
Yeah, it's their Soulsland have been really good at just sort of putting the line of defense right up a bit halfway on the bomb site, right? Like they drew like a line in the sand, like, okay, you can get like here, but we're gonna take some lives off you if you go and try and go any further. working wonderfully.
Oh my
A
god.
double spray, Wims and XRTS. Or XRT simple.
Well, they make it look
Combining for a
simple,
triple
don't
kill.
they?
This is the strategy after a pause. Soulsland are in their minds right now.
Adam JC and 360, two very big names within this scene, left to do all the dirty work, and they're completely split up. Bomb in the clutches of Soulsland, and there is very little that either of these guys can do to try and pull things back. 360 gets information off of a jiggle from Cave, but information is not going to win you this round. The Sundance Kid, I think, also spots the head of 360 in the meantime. Everything falling apart here for K10. This is going to be 5 opportunities for Soulsland to close. No proper buy here for the likes of K10. They do have loss bonus at the very least, but Sundance Kid, what a sneaky peek.
Damn, from the IGL, quick frag, and Sundance Kid together with Harper.
What? No way he gets that second kill.
We've had these situations before. They didn't get converted, but JC, let's not rule him out of this just yet.
Okay,
Because there is a bomb site where only one player's at. The movement is slow, so I don't really think he's going to go for this. I think he's just looking to do damage, because that would at least give him some opportunity that if they win a round extra, like the eco's going to get there earlier. JC,
No way.
So let's get a bit of sleep. He wasn't dancing there. He was snoozing. But Harbor Boy makes sure that anchor gets put down. That anchor called 12 rounds, 5 map points on the first.
I did not see this coming. I thought we might have a close game on our hands because clearly Anubis was not working. They banned it immediately, which was the right choice. Yeah. But you can hear the LAN hall erupting in the background as Soulsland definitely in K10 said. I always used to say that when you start buying Kriegs, that is a sign of pure desperation. And that was very much a thing in Go in the post-2019 era, but when the first time you buy a Krieg is in the final round, potentially, I feel like the point still stands.
Yes, it definitely does. My previous it was only buy it in the last round because you don't want the CTs to use it, but now it's just reeking of desperation. Finds out, finally gets a bit further on in Cave. Feels like he hasn't been here since the first half. Does get a double kill, but instantly traded. Well done by Soulsland. They're playing way more connected than they ever had in a single round on Anubis. And I think Ancient just suits it a bit more, right? They've been playing a magnificent CT half.
They play off each other so nicely, and we don't see the constant over-rotations that we saw over on Anubis. On the flip side, we've not seen all that many fakes from K10 because they've not had the opportunity to. They've lost too many players in the early round to even attempt to sell something silly. As K10 now trying to get themselves onto this B bomb site, Synergy waiting patiently around the corner. The A bomb site, excuse me, as he peeks on in, finds the first of the big Synergy, that's a banger of a shot. And Adam JC left in a 1 versus 3 to stop this map from going in their opponent's favor. Synergy! That's what we needed to see.
Soulsland with the cheers. They take revenge, and that revenge has a bit of bite to it.
Woo!
My goodness, crunchy. As I don't even know what the most crunchy thing in the world is. It's probably like a Rice Krispies or something, right?
Sure. Well, they snap, crackle, and pop their way to an incredible victory there. K10 just left behind in the dust. A very competitive first half, a 6-6 scoreline, and they're only able to pick up, that single round in the second. They get steamrolled, and Soulsland really looking like a competitor for the minimum top 3 here.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful stuff. And I mean, this is going to go on because I know K10 are mentally going to, I know how their team talk is going to go. There's going to be some cursing, but it's going to be calm cursing, right? They're going to be guys, we need to get us back on track. And I have a feeling K10 can definitely do that because their confidence has been high all throughout the tournament and they have the team behind them. I'm just looking forward to map 2, man.
Yeah, and speaking of getting things back on track, we are going to head to a short 10-minute break now, so grab yourselves a drink, grab yourselves a snack whilst it's all still open, and we'll be right back here with Vertigo with you shortly. See you then.
Hello overclockers, welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him? Hello overclockers, welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?
Meow.
Oh, we have nothing but flawless production quality on this stream. Yeah. Right, let's play a guessing game with the audience here. Who do you think is representing which team at the moment? I don't really get how your one works, though, to be honest.
I don't. I just like the GIF. I just really enjoy this GIF, especially when it's as slow as it is. Like, normally it gets sped up, but it's really slow, and I really enjoy it.
So you're just straight vibe. I mean, I do like cats, to be fair.
Why not get everything possible on the stream when we've had everything possible in the previous map? We had an ace. We had a 1v3 clutch.
True.
We've had
360 carrying.
360 carrying. We had a Nova kill. We had multi-kills with a Mac-10 and just full gun rounds. And, of course, the smoke grenade kill.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. That was menacing, that was.
We've had everything. Okay, all right, the fire alarm's back. But we've had everything, and we're having everything now. It's a bit too much to handle.
I don't know if you can hear the maniacal chuckling in the background as production are just going on Google GIFs and saying, you know what, that'll throw them off, and throwing it up on the screen. I originally asked for Highway to the Danger Zone, and I got Martin from The Simpsons. So, again, that is just highlighting the incredible production value here. But production, we love you. It's okay. Mwah. And, well, as we stack ourselves up, as we get ready for K10 versus Soulsland Map 2, I mean, genuinely, we need to reflect on how crazy this is. Soulsland lost 13-2, and now going on to the pick of Vertigo, it's such an up-in-the-air map, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, K10 have the luxury of going to their own map pick, which is
a
bit nicer, right? It's like you can, like, sort of... I forgot the English word, but you can sort of
hit us with the Dutch word.
You can sort of lessen the blow for it.
Okay,
like you lose the because now I forgot the Dutch word as well.
I know 2 Dutch words and neither of them are broadcast friendly, so we're going to skip over that say hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully, K10 have done their homework here, and hopefully, again, we get some mid-utilization. That's something that I feel like we've been sorely missing every time Vertigo, well, not every time Vertigo has been played, but it is a common overlook for teams on their T side. And if you have a really good mid-lurk player who is just so well rehearsed in those timings, it gets really difficult to play against them, especially if they've also got lineups, especially if they also know their utility to aid in executes.
And I'm 99% sure Soulsland are actually going to start on the CT side, which is going to be a nice vibe for them because they're going, well, of course K10 as well, but they're going to be continuing on the half that they just left, and they left like kings, right? They left royally because it's just, like emperors, I should say, because they just straight up, it was just such a great map, and, well, K10, they need to get back in that mental, and, I mean, if you can't
and they need to win a pistol.
They need to win pistols. That's a big one as well. Or even just get a bomb plant on the T-pistol.
Yeah.
Right? It's all nice and dandy. Yeah, that smoke kill was a bit of the king of the show, but XRT Simple on the CT side, right? CT side pistols, especially from what we've seen now, HLTV hasn't gathered the statistics yet, but I assume as soon as they're gathered, we're gonna get probably like
it's okay. You've been thrown off. I'm going to tell you why. Apparently, we are being broadcasted to 250,000 Chinese viewers right now. So, if that is actually... Hello, China. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Again, Soulsland are absolutely slaying the competition here. I can't tell if this is production playing a cruel joke on us or not, but either way. No, it's actually legit. 250K viewers.
Sick.
That's actually a new record for me.
Yeah. Yeah, for me as well then. Well, it's for me by a long shot.
Damn.
That's a bit less, but...
well, in that case, Souls, I guess we have to support Soulsland now. We have to mooch to the crowd, but...
I mean, they've been properly enjoying it, right? I mean, they're probably happy as hell, and I have a feeling with the loudness that the Soulsland players are showing, they have received this information like via as well, right? So, yeah, but I mean, K10, if they can't deal with what just happened and come back on Vertigo to at least bring us to a third, they shouldn't be like they don't deserve to be top 3, just to be harsh. And I have one more. Well, let's get to the Vitas first.
Okay, sure. We'll bring the Vitas back up.
Because I have some information.
You have some information. He's got information, ladies and gents.
Of course.
Pray tell, pray tell.
I'll do it when we have a bit of a break in the game, because it's quite a bombshell, and we got the video now. Well, we've seen it already. It's going to be Vertigo and Nuke.
So now you're just teasing me, Sheep.
But
I see
okay,
how
I
it
will
is.
stop teasing you. I will stop teasing you. This is going to be the last tournament for this K10 roster.
Really?
With K10, yes. So, excuse me, the last opportunity for this iteration of K10 to get a tournament win, to get their names in the history books as the first island organization to win Epic LAN. And that is something that might be pressure that breaks them, that might be pressure that makes them diamonds. So we'll see when we get into the heights of Vertigo. When we get there, ooh, it's going to be a good one.
It's spicy.
It's spicy.
It's
very,
spicy
very
times. We're about to head into that game. Transition should be coming up soon. But as I said, Vertigo, it could be a map that Soulsland just run away with here. They could go with the explosive style they started with on their T side, back on our first map of Ancient. And it's one of the few maps where I'm not necessarily against more CT aggression. Like, if you could prod your way down a ramp, get maybe an MP9 player up close and personal to the bottom of that short stairs, if you can just constantly pepper those smokes, then you stand a pretty good chance of opening up with an advantage on your defense. And again, with how expertly Soulsland were able to play Ancient, aggressing down B lane, constantly being a nuisance for K10, not allowing them to rest, if they can replicate that performance and the start of their CT side here on Vertigo, which is where we assume they will be starting, then I don't know if K10 are going to be able to bounce back from this pressure. Now, they are still probably the favourites to make the grand finals here with the Arctic Esports Club boys now. Sorry, Raptors Esports Club boys now, formerly
same
Arctic
color,
Raptors.
same color.
Yeah, same thing. But Soulsland, again, looking for a crazy upset underdog run, but now they have to deal with the pressure of an insanely large home crowd.
Yeah. But I have a feeling they're going to be enjoying that, right? Just playing for the uni circuit.
Yeah.
Now getting in here, pulling probably the most eyes simultaneously that Epic LAN has had to a match.
I can't say we've ever had like a full Chinese roster here either, so that's a pretty fun spectacle.
We've got a lot of firsts here already. I mean, I think they're streaming their POVs from what I've just read.
Okay.
So I don't actually know if it's us that they're seeing, but maybe it's us that they're hearing.
I mean, either way, 250,000 viewers playing at Epic LAN is no shade to Epic LAN here, but it is quite unheard of. And I mean, yeah, it's really, really nice to see. Okay, I have a feeling that the match might be starting soon. That is incredibly loud.
And that is before the pistol has even started. Hopefully you're not afraid of heights, because we're getting to the skyscraper unfinished of Vertigo.
Yeah, unfinished business as well between these two teams. They're now 1-1 in terms of maps accrued against each other. Anubis in the group stage lies in K10's hands, but where it really matters, Soulsland have taken the first of this best of three. We're now heading from Ancient into Vertigo, as you can see, and it is Soulsland starting on that CT side with three players stacking up towards short, and now they are able to swing back onto William. What is this boost going on here? It actually works perfectly. The pistol is over already, and hear that roar from the Soulsland boys.
Wow, that was 2 blinks of 2 eyes. Just bam, bam, and it's like all stereo frags. You couldn't differentiate the milliseconds between them. And I mean, that's gotta be a tough one for K10. If you're K10, you're starting to get in. The game starts to a giant roar from the crowd that has gathered around all the PCs. And it's loudness even before the rounds even get started. And yet, it's full slaughters. Quick again. How do you deal with this?
Farming up the eco frags and living it large right now. The side of Soulsland, and listen to the noise that they're making. They're not going to have any voice left for tomorrow if they make it through to the next stage, but either way, I don't think they care. They've already managed to make it further than a lot of people anticipated from them. Now, we did see them perform well in scrims against UK teams coming into this event, including teams who are competing here and are still in this final top 4. But I don't think anybody expected them to be taking maps rounds off of K10 in this stellar fashion.
It's something you feel like as K10 when you're preparing for a round like this, as JC when you're calling, it feels like you're calling to which wall you want to run into, and that's never going to be a nice choice. But it's such a difficult choice, and I think that's the reason that K10 have slowed this down. They want to catch your breath, they want to settle into a round, because in total we've just had 2 rounds that have taken no less than 30 seconds combined.
Yeah, they were incredibly speedy, and soulsland just farming up a storm. As Wims, in the meantime, lovely pixel angle as he watches ramp, but the problem is K10 have decided to go to B. Now, Sundance Kid is able to control that first kill. Adam JC, I think that smoke might have missed slightly, but regardless, with that small gap, it's not going to matter because Big Gun has found a gap in the defenses. Harbo Boy goes down, now a 4 versus 3. And the bomb is yet to be planted as they've decided to head back towards A.
It's exactly the mid player we're talking about, the mid lurk, the guy who can be one of those late flanks. Sundance Kid, it was looking like if they were going to go A, or if they were going to go B, they did enough. And yeah, indeed, it out. It's 17. XRT Simple gets one more, and now there's really some pressure on. Even a Molotov, they can't fake this anymore. They're still waiting. They're not moving any meters. Wims lights them up, and Wims gets whimsical with the triple kill. The bomb goes down. In the end, that's on time. And the player isn't moving because the hands are definitely off the keyboard cheering.
Wims, that was absolutely sensational. Just swings the corner, sprays down 2, and even finds the planter amidst the carnage, amidst the smoke. Now, they do stick the plant, and this will result in a little bit of extra money filling their bank accounts, and they will have full stage loss bonus going forward, but the main problem is K10 do not look confident in the first 3 rounds of either of the 2 maps. That is now 3 out of 3 pistol rounds won by the likes of soulsland, and when we're playing MR12 rather than MR16, this has even more of an impact. There are even fewer rounds left to try and make situations back up, and K10, they look like they need backup right now, and Biggin will be the man to deliver an opening kill. 360, a menace on the Mac-10, also finds XRT Simple, that's a big 5v3.
Mechie D, Mechie Dinks, that Mac-10 eats it all. And now it is already the 2-man advantage. Harbor Boy not yet willing to give this up, but soulsland, they are prepared for like a sort of regular reset that K10 have done in the previous round. Of course, there's a bit more time left at this stage. As how quietly can you fall down? Well, Harbor Boy, we don't know if he actually made it quietly down. I think we have... I think the percentage is right. You have 2 players only on money. One of them is still alive. soulsland, I mean, you have the buffer. You have a bit of a buffer to save K10.
Yeah.
They get success with the pace early on in the round, and I think that's where the key is going to lie with K10, because we've just seen a couple rounds, like soulsland, they double rotated, right? They faked on A, went B, got stopped there, went back to A, and then the bomb timer becomes like a 6th enemy. And
yeah, the bomb timer really screwed them there. I like what they were doing. I like the fake that they tried to pull, but they just left things too late. They weren't able to get enough coverage of the bomb site fast enough, and also they had 2 players watching the same angle, and admittedly very tentatively. As K10, not so tentative in going for this hunt. They will be charging down towards that B site, as Kasinichi actually makes a bit of a slip up there. Beacon will convert another kill, and with that, K10 win a round with 5 players left alive. That is massive for both them and their economy. And we needed to see that come through.
yeah, and it's good to hear the K10 camp becoming noisy again, because even when they were winning rounds, right, it's somewhere near the end of like the middle half, even then it was a bit quieter. So K10, they have hit the reset button, and now I think the base is going to be there yet again. Thought it would be a solution. That jump has become a bit more difficult. CS2, but 360 gets away with it. Molotov towards sandbags. That's going to force wide. RXT Simple. RXT.
Don't you worry, don't you worry. As soulsland in a bit of a worrying position. A 5 versus 4 and 2s for K10 as 360, the man of the hour in the previous map, looking to prove himself again in equally strenuous circumstances. But Harbo Boy stands his ground. A much better beginning for him than 1 in 9, but William will dispatch of him, and Adam JC starts peering that smoke. Great timing onto Synergy. And with that, the team Synergy appears to be back for the T side. And they've got enough util to expend to keep this smoke ball up. The nades force Wimzone back, and there is no way that Soulsland really should be going for this round now. K10 will be putting up a second on the board, and they do it both times in gun rounds.
Yeah, and this round had a bit of that Anubis flavor to it. And it was K10 getting early control over ramp, and as of yet, they're playing ramp simulator a bit. But they got early control over ramp, and then just slowly put the pressure on. They didn't really stop, didn't really accelerate. They just slowly put the pressure on, used the util, and one by one, the Soulsland players on the A side go down. It's not even like an advanced strategy, and it is what was hurting them on Anubis. So K10, yes, they went on 2 rounds, but I feel like these rounds are going to change the momentum. Like,
That was a rather sensual moan from the K10 camp there after winning that round, though. And they're doing it with a lot of players surviving. Again, money building back on up as, well, the boys in blue possibly feeling a little bit blue after these past couple of rounds. Just not able to get much over the line, being bombarded and overwhelmed on their respective bomb sites as, oh, are we going A-ramp again? It really is just A-ramp simulator as Tree 60 flies on through. This man is a Mach 10 connoisseur.
Whoa, they might be feeling a bit blue, but those balls are rolling now as Harbor Boy gets a kill with the 5-7. Well, at least it's just a Mach 10, but close range, especially when you're around that short position. I love that Harbor Boy is short again. So he's going to play short on the CT side of K10. JC, he gets kill 1 of the round for K10. So Sundowns Kid with the AWP. They've been rotating the op around. We mentioned on Anubis as well. Anubis was a bit less impactful. What's the rifle now? Molotovs have forced them back. I mean, this is going to be 3 bomb pad. 7 take.
Yeah, Soulsland, they do have a little bit of utility left, but not enough to really inspire full confidence in me. Nice damage done through the smoke, but it is all unconfirmed damage. So again, they will be tentative in attempting to go for this. They do have a player at the bottom of ramp right now, but Sundance Kid has just gone down, and that is one of the 2 riflers, Synergy. He's working with the Dastardly Deagle, but time is already very far ticked, but JC ticked it on. Synergy, that is sensational! 1v2 now for William, and as the time continues to tick on down, he does deal with the rear flanker, but can't deal with the last 2 players. That is a monster play from Soulsland, and listen to the crowd roar!
Oh my goodness. Kiss Energy, man, he's been making plays all tournament, right? He has been the one that is bringing that energy to it, and I mean, that third one was something else, man. The
salacious
bags the 3K.
Wow.
Like I just mentioned, the momentum is switching and the metronome swings right back with 1 click of a round.
Yeah, we've been slapped around the face with that one, so have K10, and they've also been hung out to dry. Now half the round count of Soulsland, and yes, they're able to afford a buy into this one, but they can't afford any mistakes like that. It is evident that the pressure is getting to them, and it almost sounds like the crowd is siding with the Soulsland boys.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the Soulsland fans when if they do get to the final, then we're gonna get a very one-sided crowd probably, but man, oh man. Everyone loves an underdog story, and the unknown underdogs. I mean, this has just been incredible, like from start to finish.
I mean, we are the UK,
already,
home of the underdogs. As
it's true.
Big
love a good underdog story.
ensures that Harbour Boy is more than an underdog. He's 6 feet under.
Yeah. I love that Biggin gets more proactive right now. Right? You mentioned it, how well the importance can be, and you specifically said a bit more of a passive role to deal with aggressive CTs, but he's left space, right? They haven't gone middle much, K10, at all. Synergy, close range, gets the kill on Fainzo, and he was alone on the B bomb, so he's gathering info, and that info is going to be quite expensive with a death.
Yeah, but look at this. XRT Simple staving off a death by just narrowly escaping the flames. Another round that K10 should never be losing. We thought that in the previous though, and the Molotov is fantastic. Wow. The spam from XRT Simple as well ensures that Adam JC gets nothing more to say in this round, at least not in the server vicinity though. Sundonskin and Tree60 with the tree case spray down will be netting another round on the board for K10. This is pandemonium.
And we're not even, like, we're 7 rounds in, and we've already... That is intense. K10 calling the timeout on it. That was legit a 1 versus 3. Somehow, like, within split seconds again. This is becoming like an incredible game because you're seeing, right, these tactics, the tactical battles. K10, yes, they are finishing on A again, but this time they let Big and get more aggressive. Soulsland, they are changing up their defense. They are making it more on util, more on guns, switching it back and forth. But in the end, seemingly it's all coming down to who gets the 3K.
Oh my goodness. It's multi-kill madness, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the multi-kill gets the round right now, and under the highest of pressure situations. It is still a little bit of an A-ramp simulator, but, you know, as we recover ourselves from that previous round, we do also need to highlight Biggin, who has had a decent bit of mid-success when he's actually been tested for it. Also, dinking Vicinity through the wall there decides that, well, 360 decides he wants to continue on forward, and with that, a 3-man mid-play comes on in. And Vinezo chucks a bit of utility over into Guardian to continue this pace forward. Now Vinezo, again, meant to be a star rifler, 1 in 5 right now. We need the import to start waking up a William. William's not been cleared by Harbo Boy. Oh no, he's going back and he still doesn't clear him. This is craziness. This might be a couple of kills for the USB because they've all got their backs turned. Oh no way. No, this can't be around. This can't be around for Soulsland. I'm getting ahead of myself here. It is just the USB. And he's whiffed all of his shots. And that means K10 are in the 5v3.
Oh, so many horrible timings. The clock must be broken. 3 versus 5. It has been a bit of a scrappy buy. I mean, they did just everything to get back to 2 or 3K. Soulsland, right? So they didn't expect much from this round, I reckon. But I mean, that USB, it could have gotten 2-3 kills maybe, and some important ones as well. If he had taken out William, who was waiting in short free AK with armor, I think it was. But man, Sundow's good. What a shot!
Okay.
That Ekman with a scout is difficult now. It's used too.
Oh, William though doesn't need to worry about accuracy as Wims back turn waltzes straight on past him. XRT Simple in the backlines of CT, dispatched off swiftly. Even Sundow's kid in the 1 versus 4, but honestly, the AK needs to be saved over here. That's the only recipe for remedial success. K10 on the flip side have equalized up at 4-4, which is all the more impressive when you factor in that they've done this in gun rounds. They still haven't won a pistol.
Yeah, they really have needed to grind for it, but it's a bit of their own doing, right? It's like, you're not winning pistol rounds. Yeah, well, then you need to have, like, the only option is these types of rounds. The only option is grinding it out, but finally some breathing. A ton of rounds, even like adding last map, a ton of rounds with Soulsland just having all the pressure in the world on them. Finally, they just lift that up, get a bit of a breath, as we're now 4-4.
Yeah, tactical timeout called, and I believe that's called by Soulsland. And with that, Soulsland, yeah, I feel that they needed this breather.
I'm pretty sure this is the first half tactical pause.
Yeah, it is. I'd say you're right, because K10 called the first one at 10-7 or 11-7 when they were really struggling.
Previous maps as well. So, yeah, that's what playing on HLTV does for you. Playing on HLTV, yes.
Sure.
They are now on HLTV. This match is the first match of Epic Land that is on the main Counter-Strike and All Games source page, HLTV. Of course. Got a couple of riders here, or past riders. I think David, right?
Yeah, we got a couple of past riders. You confused me for a second there. My head went straight to Movistar riders, but yeah, in the meantime, William won't manage to land the headshot, but still gets a nice clearance through the smoke, and with this, K10 another man advantage, but XRT Simple has a couple of damaged players here, could go for the smoke spam, but his position is position.
It does.
Remains sealed long enough for him to go for a crazy 2K spray down. And he continues to fight for the ramp with Wims, as that is a monster round from XRT Simple.
2v5, but they still win the round. I mean, it's a 2v5 on ramp, and they peek back and forth. I mean, that top short position, it's so damn powerful. You can molly it off via the window. The spray continued, but Fainzo discontinued, as he does go down to Harbor Boy, who has a way better start than he had on Ancient. And that's good to see. I mean, everyone on Soulsland and on K10, by the way. Everyone's having good starts now. Everyone's warmed up.
With the exception of 360, who is not 14-7 already, which was honestly one of the only reasons they remained as competitive as they did in a lot of those second half rounds. With him not showing up to the same capacity, and I don't blame him in the slightest, the man must be worn out from some of these rounds today. Soulsland have been given the opportunity to wriggle their way into a pretty advantageous position. And honestly, if K10 don't win this round, I think we could start to see a bit of a spiral, as the mental game is really being won by Soulsland ever since the end of that first half.
Yeah, but not fully. Still players are like sort of figuring out where exactly you need to drop the nade to get the full clearance.
FaZe Clan nailed it in Sydney.
Yeah. But
So
I mean,
if you need demos, then
yeah, they got very good there. So that's very good thing. Finally, they're going to the bomb site. They learned the second letter of their alphabet. No more ASIMs. And with 2 kills, this might already be it. And I think it is going to be it. So, a very short round, Inferno-like round. 2 kills and a save. And Soulsland, I mean, it's low. K10, like, as much as we've been somewhat discrediting them, or not necessarily discrediting them, but like pointing out the danger that they're in, this is still a very solid round, and they've kept Soulsland economy very honest.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, looking at Vertigo, a 5-5 scoreline is exactly where you need to be at this point in time. If K10 can find another 6-6 half, I think that would be perfect for them, as this is their own map pick. They should have a lot more confidence going into that CT half, because, well, first of all, they'll be on the defense. Second of all, they get wind in their sails here. Soulsland do let the equalizer slip past, but do at least keep 3 players alive, which means Sundance Kid can actually buy for both himself and Synergy. Opts to go for the full nades instead, so...
He can still sell them.
Yeah, he could still sell them.
Dropped a couple, actually.
But it is just for Deagle for Synergy, and honestly, after what we saw before, I don't think we need to be too worried just yet.
Just the Deagle.
Oh, he's going mid as well. Alone in mid with the D. If he can get big in here, that would be fantastic. But yeah, he's dead.
Very quickly. Is there any sort of quick response from Soulsland? No. As everyone's moving quite slow around the map, like Soulsand.
Shout out Minecraft.
We had the community event with Minecraft. Sundance Kit. Well, drop it eventually.
Oh, he's fumbled that smoke though, and they know it.
Oh, perfect timing though. Near perfect. It could have been a half a second too early. Drop the nade through. That was towards the position he was in, so that movement is correct. And I'm blowing it open. There's a bit of a gap. Can't really look over. Good.
Oh, not anymore. He doesn't though.
No.
Nice frag from William through the edge of the smoke as Wims now edges his way up through connector. And this is anticipated by 360. Does he go for the second swing?
Wow.
He does! And will land the frag onto XRT Simple. Harbor Boy now in a bit of a dire strait, just stuck at the back of B on his own. And with that, he does strike out onto Adam JC. But I feel like that's all he's going to be able to ascertain. I feel like I've said something here. Okay, we've lost Sheep. Sheep is down. The Harbor Boy still alive and fragging for the moment until Biggin puts a bullet in his chest. 6-5 for K10. They say will be the favourites towards the end of this first half.
So sorry. I had to get out of myself there.
What did I miss?
It was some very clear trash talk by 360 in the middle of the round.
I see.
With the excrement word, and it was very loud and very clear with no reaction afterwards.
I thought you were choking.
No, I just burst out laughing. I just couldn't hold it anymore. I was gonna blow straight into the mic if I held it on. So I let you do your thing. I had to take a 30-second break because I was laughing a bit too hard.
It's okay. Welcome back. It's lovely to have you back, Sheep. He's alive. He's back in his chair after a quick cackle and a swift crackle. Yeah. SoulsLab are looking to ensure they don't crack under the pressure of a potential 7-5 scoreline. Tree60, first man up the ramp, looking to pull off a cipher perhaps as he jumps atop the sandbags and starts lobbing some utility over to the other effective sandbags on the top of this position. Wims peeking in from the short side, not quite able to spot any heads just yet. Does K10 continue heading down on this direction as Sundance Kid gets sent packing by Vinezo?
3 Chinese musketeers are on their way down, all the way through middle, all the way in T spawn now. So they have some weird resemblance, or it's 2 actually now, but they have some weird resemblance of map control, but it's all a bit of a facade as they are not really getting any pressure on them.
Okay.
Though could be somewhat of a sandwich play here, but JC very flick, doesn't get the second leg though somehow. Extra. Guess what? Kiss Energy, is he really going to 1v3 clutch this?
Synergy is completely sandwiched though. He's never going to anticipate that swing from both ramp and CT. Instantly dispatched off, and it doesn't matter that that round was messy because it's the last of the half. They get it over the line and they string 3 together, putting them onto 7. Can they finally win their first pistol round of this series? If K10 don't, that just spells trouble because that's exactly how the SoulsLab were able to start spiraling on Ancient.
Yeah, it's this pistol round is going to be a very, very important one. And this time together with extra T simple, but Tree has hit double digits first again. So Tree coming alive a bit in the end, and that is, as we mentioned, a très importante play that's needed. I mean, it's such a you're banking on your stand-in to be the star player, and it's so lovely that I mean, all the blessings to 360. He's such a lovely dude.
He's a lovely guy, a fantastic player, and one of the only reasons that K10 are in this position in the first place is Vinezo was into a very profitable position on that first frag, but Wims doubles up and Harbour Boy doubles down. This is a tragic loss of space for K10 as they're now losing their grip on the round entirely. 2v4, 360 is low. Adam JC forces forward as Harbour Boy catches 360, the star fragger. It is SoulsLab to pick up 4 out of 4 pistols, and K10 might be losing this entire thing off of that statistic alone.
Oh, man, it's a meal deal, 4 for 4, and SoulsLab, they're eating them up time and time again. Yes, they're still down K10. If they go for full eco now, it's 7-7 when you get going again. So yes, it's still equal, but
that's a really bad meal deal, by the way. That's a really bad meal deal. 4 for 4.
Is it really bad?
4 for the price of 4.
It's like the 4 chicken pieces.
I'm making
right?
fun of you now. It's okay. I'm making fun of you.
It may be a USA thing. I'm mostly internet cultured.
Well, Synergy, some cultured fragging in middle to start things off. Dispatches quickly off the pistols. And with that bomb going down for Wims, Synergy bagged another. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty quick cleanup, isn't it?
Sick. 4K for Kiss Energy, putting himself onto 13. It's Sundance Kid, of course. I met him outside earlier in the afternoon when the sun was still shining and we're still halfway today. But Sundance Kid was, I think we were talking about his performance with, it was one of the Make-A-Wish players. Sundance Kid started laughing, telling us, quote, "I'm the IGL main, of course I'm bottom fragging." So
I love it when they say it with confidence as well.
And with a beautiful smile on his face. He was enjoying life.
Has now had an equalised score. Enjoying that nice frag onto XRT Simple there. As Biggin continues firing down through short, through smoke. Yeah, it's a nice opening advantage for K10.
And Wims looking to get another opening here. It does spot it. Of course, you can hear the jumps from there. Even though they have been silent. like have been made a bit more quiet. Feinzo is trying to go in for the peak somewhere.
Oh, William, though, that's a fantastic frag onto Wims as the pace is picked up a little bit here for Solland. But at the bottom of a ramp, they are still stuck, and K10 in middle unable to replicate former successes. William finds another onto Sundance Kid, and Harbo Boy goes down to Biggin, who continues success from the earlier stages of the round. 8-7 right now, and that is K10 getting very loud, keeping themselves hyped up.
They have survived the momentum, right? They have survived the streak that Soulsland have been building up after each and every single pistol run that they've been winning. I mean, it's going to be a massive statistic because I have a feeling if we're going to get through a third map, it's going to be 6 for 6. And that ain't a meal deal. That's just horrid. If you're K10, I mean, that would also be a damn good storyline, losing every single pistol round and still winning.
That would be incredibly impressive, actually, given the current meta, given how we're in MR12. But K10, I mean, they're hungry for it. They need this win. They have so much to prove. Again, Soulsland, they might have a vast audience behind them. Currently 240,000 viewers off the back of a Chinese streamer. But Biggin, in the meantime, streamlines his way into a kill in middle. But XRT Simple, this time well-equipped for a speedy trade.
Yeah, and it's one of the first real mid-rounds we're seeing, and now it's been 3. Yes, they're entering the bomb site. K10 is a very important kill, doubling up on the entries, making the 2 circles whole and the bomb site. 2 versus 2. We remain with the number. Well, we have a lot of players. No, 360 is pretty much the only one with full HP. K10 is looking, sniffing around to see if he can dodge that flashback. The base is still there. 4K10, 360 of course. Who else? XRT Simple is that. Pauses it a bit. Sit down. Oh, there's such low HP. There is a nade.
Oh no, the nade.
Kaboom! Oh no!
He stays
still
alive. Does it around the
side!
side!
Oh, wow!
XRT
Oh my
Simple.
God.
That's an equalised score, and that's a massive round for them to be winning. K10 stuck on 1 round in the half again. They just keep catching us off guard as well.
Every single time. I try to sink it with the nade. Oh, man.
You thought that was it? We thought it was Jova, but then he swings anyway.
Oh.
And XRT Simple, again, he's not making the rounds like as simple as he was earlier, but getting them over regardless, and that's what really matters. William going for an aggressive stance, but he is so very blind. Thankfully, Biggin is not. Massive double opener, and XRT Simple finally able to trade, but still 2 for the price of 1 for K10.
I think it's a bit of a bummer that Biggin was alone there. I mean, yeah, the other player, I think it was William, got flashed off completely, right? But there was no teammate playing anti-flash on Crane, for example, who can swing in when the focus. When you see those 2 AK sprays go straight through the tarp, you could have peeked there because they ain't throwing any more flashbangs when you're shooting that AK. So there could have been more there for K10, but at least they got the advantage.
Yeah, this is a very important round for K10 to be winning. They didn't come into it with the strongest of investments. Vinzo again on that MP9 as Soulsland looking to steal away yet another ridiculous debacle. 360 holding down the back lines as intensely as possible. Wavering focus as, fortunately, that smoke will dissipate his attention for now. The Spans with the smoke come on in. Bomb yet to be planted. Time is low. And K10's health is as well as he runs through that Molotov. Down he goes to 360, or at least XRT Simple does. And Soulsland are really struggling where they ought not to at this stage of the map.
That was just a straight line of the smoke. Of course, it's 360. He was absolutely feeling it. The boost over, but the flash, they hit both ways. K10 down with a double, but he can't find any more. Feinzo doubles it up back.
And again, the screams from K10 indicative of them keeping spirits high. Even though this is a very tough ordeal, they're ensuring they're ready for anything. Soulsland, on the flip side, are going to have to take a bit of an eco here. It's the first proper eco I think we've seen from Soulsland in quite some time at this stage.
Yeah, like, because previously on the CT side, they managed to, at least every time, be able to at least like get, for example, the scout in, but they didn't really get much done with those weapons, but still, they're actually in there. As Fainzo finds Kiss Energy, and I think this is just gonna be finally a solid back-to-back round, and K10 needed this, because if it was gonna be traded back and forth again, if Soulsland put their foot down and said, we're gonna keep this pressure on you, it could have ended up in disaster, because K10, they're near broke again.
Yeah, they are not looking amazing in the financial department, but we are just talking about their reserves here. Soulsland, with all they can muster, at least in this round, already off to a pretty rough start. Vinezo finds XRT Simple as well. Nice double up from him, a nice addition to his confidence. Slowly walks around the corner, bumps into tree 60, and Sundance Kid left in a 1 versus 5 with nothing more than a Glock to his name. Does upgrade to a Tech 9 here as he dances around the back of the steps, taps away, looking for anything, but it's not going to be awarded to him. And Vinezo catches another. K10 find 10. And this is the first time we've seen them hit double digits in this series.
Yeah, and the first time they actually get a bit of a lead.
Yeah.
And instantly you just hear a bit more confidence, a bit more words, and when they win the rounds, we just had a very loud "come on, boys" echo through this darkened hall. And now Soulsland, they are taking the time out. They want to just like temper them a bit.
Sure thing.
Just get the salt of the food a bit. Make it a bit more plain. Make them a bit calm down. Right? Get
some breathing room is the most important part here.
Why do I keep forgetting what things are called?
It's okay. It's a late night.
Like we roke. I don't know what's the like there's little pods that you light and it like gives a beautiful scent.
Incense?
Incense, yes, thank you. I completely forgot.
No, that's okay. I mean,
that would be like a good strategy.
What, light incense and set off the fire alarm again when you're losing? Yeah, that's a great idea. That's one way to call a tech timeout, as K10. They're just barreling off of momentum at this point. They don't need any gimmicks, although XRT Simple abused as one of his own. Big and slapped up, as you said. No vision on him. But sent to the Shadow Realm regardless. 5v4 now for Soulsland. We're only about 20 seconds into the round. Clearly something in that tech timeout worked. Perhaps some words of encouragement spoken. As JC, that's a great headshot onto the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, an XRT Simple getting one for his own as well. Doubles up. That's again the Ram. They continued fighting after equalized. Just looking to put some pressure on Ram. He's not going to get behind the Molotov's going to prevent that. He's behind the Molotov though. There's still some space for him. And the re-smoke is in, so JC gets away with one. It's protected. 3 versus 3. As mentioned before, we haven't seen many mid rounds. We haven't. The IGLs, they haven't been taught with calling these types of 3 versus 3 rounds.
Oh, William, the perfect flank foes. Spots not just 1 but 2.
What a reaction though.
Great reaction, but he's killed the utility thrower, and that leaves XRT Simple out on his own. It's a really complicated situation to be in, but I feel like at this scoreline, he needs to go for it. It would need to be the ace, but Adam JC has a salacious off angle hidden behind the stairs. As with that, K10 find 11 and have a 3-round lead over their opposition in Soulsland.
It is trash talk city over here. They are getting loud, they are getting confident, and K10, they are putting up the fight that we, as viewers, the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of viewers that are in here on well, we call it a second stream, right?
Yeah. Well, we're lapping it up, man. We're having a great time as Soulsland not so much at the moment. Down to pistols yet again as K10 pepper away. And with 360's Molotov, it's only going to make matters even worse. Vinezo farming up some eco frags. You may as well call them Old McDonald at this point. K10, 5 on 3, and I have a feeling Soulsland won't be finding much real estate in the 20.
No. Yeah, with the triple kill, and he gets happy with it. As I think actually the third kill got nicked by Biggin with the P2K, But map point, K10, they're finally there. They're there yet again. If we go all the way back to Anubis. But that feels like ages ago already. This tournament always stretches time like no other can.
But if the show match has told us anything, it's not over until it's over. We had a 7-round lead turn into an overtime, and that's not the first time today either. Some of the other esports titles, we had an 11-4 lead turn 13-11 finish for the other team. As Biggin now siphons his way through the smoke. Oh, the aggressive play is fantastic!
Now, Wims does trade, but instantly they're in a disadvantage. Soulsland let it catch them off guard, but 360 and William, they're finishing it off already. XRT Simple, he's the only one left standing. 360, of course, he's finishing as the top killer in his team. Biggin is there to support as well. Biggin has been having a great game. Definite applause for him, because he was a bit slow on Ancient, but now he's on fire. Everyone from K10 is on fire, and I have a feeling as soon as this smoke is gone, a new smoke gets put down. But I think we're going to get to a map 3, finally a map 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's great to see, and I'm super excited to see what Soulsland can bust out on Nuke. I feel like it's a map that will really work into their style. I mean, again, we were speaking to
still
Timo
not done,
earlier,
of
as
course,
it's still not done. XRT Simple 1v4 clutch. It's an opportunity. It's a possibility, but with Vindo swinging wide, it will be 13-8 for the K10 boys, and Soulsland will have to do it in 3 if they want to cause an upset here.
The crowd reacting, feeding off the energy that K10 is sending into this arena. I mean, it's like a very tight spot, but you can feel everyone that is involved with this game is like the energy is just building up. I mean, I'm buzzing already, and we're gonna go through a third. And Nuke, probably one of my favorite maps, and it's gonna be a banger. Yeah,
it's gonna be super exciting. But I'm sorry, we're gonna have to put that buzz on pause for just a moment. Grab yourselves another drink, another snack, and some popcorn, because this is going to be an absolute epic spectacle after a short 10-minute break. See you all then.
Hello, Overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?
Welcome back, everyone. We return to probably the most banging game of Epic Land thus far, and even if you count previous iterations of this tournament, it might be up there because K10 and Souls Land are absolutely giving us a show worthy of Hollywood. And Hollywood's bleeding because, man, this is just, it's going to be a fight. They're right up against each other, right? So the same 5 PCs in a row, face to face. As soon as you stand up, you're looking your opponents dead in the eye. And now they're going to do that for a 3rd map in a row.
It is the perfect recipe for trash talk as we head in towards map number 3. It is Nuke, which is already explosive, and I imagine tensions will be high on the server. I don't know who's going to start on which side. I feel like that will be a really important deciding factor, along with the fact that we need to see K10 winning their first pistol round in our 3rd map of play here.
Yeah, I talked to them outside real quick. They were catching their breaths as well. They were getting some fresh air. And as soon as I walked up to them, they were memeing themselves about not winning any pistols. So they are aware, luckily. I mean, how could you not be? So, I mean, they know where their shortcomings are thus far, but it's easier said than done because it's not as if like we've had close pistol rounds. It's not been like, oh, well, yeah, we lost a clutch here and there. No, it's been 4 players alive, over within seconds, not even near the bomb plant, and or on the CT side, not even close to defending anything. So it's been pure dominance on the pistol round so far. And, I mean, pistol round deathmatches, it was a topic for a very long time, actually, in Global Offensive, way back when, mostly when you had guys like Dennis at Fnatic being just a catalyst for winning each and every single pistol round. And I think possibly with the new roster coming up, some of the K10 staff might have ringed Dennis up to get them a pistol round win, because as of yet, I see no other solution.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like the pistol round is such an underrated round in terms of forming strategy, because you can't just go into a pistol blind. Yeah, you can do a little bit more on the CT side in terms of winging it, just going for the right rotations is a very important factor there. But on your T side, you need to think of stringing together executes. It can't just be running and gunning, although admittedly that has worked quite well for Soulsland. But if we go back to Ancient, and in our 2nd pistol round, I think it was, or at least a round where pistols were heavily featured, we had a smoke kill, and that shouldn't be the highlight for K10, as K10, again, that is their only highlight in pistol rounds because they get run over so quickly.
Yeah, I think we may have a bit of a pause, or a longer pause, actually. But, yeah, I mean, Nuke, I'm looking forward to a couple of things going forward into this map, and I think we're getting right into it already.
There we go.
We are. And I have 2 things.
CT side.
I mean, there's a battle, and that's between 360 and everyone from Soulsland, who is just beating him up. And yeah, K10, they get the advance of the CT side.
Yeah, spicy stuff it, as that is the wrong way around on the HUD. It is K10 starting on that CT side, do not worry. There we go, we'll cover it for a moment, as 360 has been the absolute MVP. There's a reason why he's been given the upgraded pistols in this instance. As Soulsland, they're actually setting up for a bit of an execute here. As we said, you need to have a plan coming into these pistol rounds, and Soulsland certainly do. Molotov, double flash, but William finds the first. Harbo Boy, great response, but a 4v4 is still a difficult one to overcome, but it's not going to be that difficult, it seems, for Vindo and Biggin. On a piece, 3 versus 2, Sundance Kid fires right on back, and Bigham dancing around the back of the bomb. Deals with the first, but not the second. Sundance Kid means Soulsland are 5 for 5.
Oh man, 5-5, K10. It's such a lovely just calculation, right? It's 5 + 5. I mean, we're here, we're balanced. I mean, that's what you want, the balance in the universe. We have returned to it. 3 things are certain in life, and that is death, taxes, and a Souls Land pistol round win. As we do have the Zeus. Usually I'd be a fan of just going full Zeus camp, but we're going to keep the observing a bit more spread about, as no SMGs.
No SMGs. They've just gone for a very basic couple of pistol investments here. K10 don't want to let their finances get too far out of control, as Soulsland looking to control both this round and the early start of the game. As, well, there is actually quite a large congregation of CTs around this first corner. Wims has been distracted by the bait and switch, and Biggin will pull away with the burst, but unfortunately that looks like it will be all for now. Tree 60 comes in with a P2000 frag. And somehow they get the man advantage, but I don't think that's going to be a continuation as, well, the A-bomb site is secured.
They are getting out of there. Like, Soulsland realized after 2 deaths, this might not be the correct way to go. And yes, the A-bomb site's completely open. I still have a feeling the way K10 are moving, they're cooking, and we can smell something brewing. It might be a nice Soulsland soup, or it might just be a failed dish. We'll see. 360 gonna get out with the Zeus, with Sundance. Gets them both. XRT Simple is gonna get one. That would have been amazing. That would have been worthy of this game. I mean, we're really getting everything at this point.
But you know what's crazy though? If he hadn't have gone for the jump shot there, he actually lands that frag with the Zeus, and maybe we have a round on our hands. But there was a great crossfire for Soulsland, and Sundance Kid mops up the final kill. Again, another pistol, another uninterrupted conversion. This needs to be a round win for K10 now. Otherwise, I just start to get worried. It's a continual repeating of history.
The cycle will not stop. Possible, unstoppable. Of course, Soulsland will be. And the XM is pulled out, and we've been memeing on the XM a lot throughout this Epic LAN, especially in the group stages, but I mean, on Nuke, this is a completely viable strategy.
Yeah.
We've seen this years in, years out, right? We're going 87-0. Still, we had the XM being big and gets a beautiful double frag, and then JC doubles up as well, as they both give the double high five to each other. Sundance Kit, 1 versus 4. It would be a very early statement to make if he win this, but JC and Biggin get the full house. All 5 kills divided between them.
Yeah, K10 needed a hero moment like that. 2 individuals stepping up massively and ensuring that the start isn't as bad as it could be. They win the first gun round, and they do knock a couple of decent weapons out of the hands of Soulsland. Off the back of this, it's a Scout, a Galil, an AK, and some pistols. It's certainly not a comfortable investment, but knowing the likes of Soulsland, I reckon this is where they pick up the pace.
I got that feeling. Sundance Kid, he hasn't had the Scout much, but when he's had it, he's pretty much good for a kill every single time. Depends on when in the round that kill actually arrives. If it's early on, yes, boom, go ahead. If it's all the way at the end and you're in a 1v4, we don't really care. So they're keeping it slow paced. We haven't seen Ramp challenged much, and Fainzo gets the first frag, so that's on outside. Dealing with a bit of a fight. The Scout indeed does go down early. So what I said about the Scout being good for at least a kill round has now proven false.
Yeah, unfortunately so, as Sundance Kid does not get off to the right start. XRT Simple looks to make up for it though, as he peers his way outside. Vinzo behind the credit card boxes, just waiting patiently for this cross to come on through. And Soulsland, they don't have any utility left bar 1 smoke on Harbour Boy, and it doesn't look like this is the circumstance in which they wish to expend it. Adam JC expends 2 in perfect fashion, and Vinzo and Tree 60 chime in for 1 apiece, meaning K10 have equal up the scoreline, and that will now have to be an eco round for the Soulsland crew.
Yeah. One interesting thing in the positioning that I've saw, right, the small blue box, I don't really know. I think it's just called like tiny blue box because no one really has a call out for it, or ladder box I think it's called by some. But they had a 2-man setup there, and that is very aware, right? I've noticed lately that teams are really good on Nuke have started to use in full gun rounds, rotating into heaven, rotating into hell, because it's just been one of those strategies on the T side that hasn't really been utilized. Still, after so many years, Nuke is getting rediscovered. So now, even with those shots, getting too far down. 360 gets a double, but JC needs to prevent the bomb plant.
Yeah, Adam is in the perfect place at the perfect time, though. He's got the perfect weapon to be dealing with Glocks, and he now has the support of William. They might have the bomb on the hands of Soulslands, but I don't think that's going to get anywhere near planted, at least not on B. Wims peppered by William. And yes, this is a very nice cleanup from K10. Adam JC not going down. There's another confidence-inspiring play. And as you can hear, at least one of the K10 players was pretty happy that they don't lose any players to a full eco.
More money, building bank, making moolah. That's the name of the game now for K10, as they are rich.
Yeah, they've got stacks upon stacks in their reserve cash, and also indicative of early success. They've got 3 AKs in their portfolio, and they're on the defending side. Now, Adam JC has opted to go for an MP9 early doors, and this looks like he wants to go fast. He has still brought up utility, though, instead of dropping it over to his teammates. It's a risky endeavor, but K10 actually seems very aware that this might be happening.
Very heavy outside presence, and already Wims has made his way down because there's no one on A. Right, Wims is just waiting for someone to rotate into vent. They're going for outside pressure. It's only K10 outside here. Triple outside hold if you count the mini player there. And how long are you going to hang around on outside? I mean, mom's calling. You need to get back inside. Dinner's ready, and K10 is ready to eat. Only gets one, turns around for the second 90-degree turn, keeps it snappy, keeps it tight. Adam JC goes down, and that's the SMG, the only SMG there, losing out on that fight. That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Adam JC playing so slowly with the MP9 there. No supportive utility from his teammates. As now into the 5 versus 3 we go. And Soulsland edged their way towards ramp. Hold on a moment. There's a boost up in the corner. Ramp is probably the worst place you could be going right now. The crossfire perfect. William starts the proceedings, but it's all up to Biggin here. Doubles up. Harbo Boy also doubling up, though, leaves 360 in the 1v3. 360 now edging his way through the back of ramp. Is he able to win anything further in this round? Maybe a kill, maybe some economic damage. The Soulsland have gotten the bomb down, a Molotov towards 360's position. They've got the economy to send him in to go for exits here, but it's about the precedent they'll be setting going forward with their economy.
Yeah, it's 360 indeed, just going for saves, right? It's Soulsland that, I mean, they get this good round, but that's mostly on K10 making the sort of strategic, not necessarily mistake, but the strategic mistiming, I'd say. Because yes, Soulsland have been very adamant on going outside. K10 respond a bit too late with the play that they're making. K10 on the outside, all by his lonesome. And that instantly changed the dynamic of the entire round, right? K10, they moved outside, they got the outside pressure, and you just saw them getting very, very uncomfortable very quickly. Let's have a bit of a tech pause.
I also want to call out a massive play from Harbo Boy there.
Yeah.
He's able to find a double up towards that ramp push. And if he goes down there, the entire push is for nothing, and the bomb gets thrown into disarray. K10 could have probably easily swept up that round if they just won out that gunfight. But leaving 360 in a 1 versus 3 was too much for them to overcome. And unfortunately, we do have a little bit of a tech pause here, as you already mentioned. Hopefully that doesn't last too long, because that's now crushing the momentum that Soulsland have been able to pick up off the back of winning what was quite an impressive 3 left alive gun round.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's also somewhat interesting, like, of course, when you're playing like at the highest level, right? When you're playing at Valve-sponsored events, Valve-sanctioned events, things like IEM, there are those bans on talking during tech timeouts. We don't have that, right? We have no referee in behind, so they can use this as just a regular pause, and it's looking like we're going to get back into it. It hasn't been much longer than a tactical pause, so for both teams, they can use their tactical timeouts like one more time. They have, in theory, one more tactical timeout.
Yeah, I think actually for the playoffs we might have an admin standing behind them. Yeah,
But
for the group stage, there's too many games to cover.
During technical timeouts.
We're going to have to ask production on that one. We'll get back to you in a second. Yeah. Sorry, that wasn't me meaning to undermine you there.
No,
I just want to fact check with the
we're
production.
Just, yeah, it's a discussion. It's not undermining.
It's okay. I still love you,
I'm
Sheep.
confident.
Deep down in my heart, I still love you. That's K10.
I love you too, Sneaky.
Oh, thank you. K10 looking to deal with Soulsland now that they've got a bit of pace behind them. Well, I say that, not in this round. As K10 cut off by Flame in outside, he's not able to lurk, not able to prod and poke for an entry, as K10 do pretty nicely in fending off with their util for now. But they do need to make sure they don't run out before Soulsland eventually go for their hit. Is that going to be a peek there towards the hut? Oh, I think it will be, as I reckon the flashes are coming now, and 360's in quite a deadly spot. Will go down. Harbo Boy and Wims one apiece. That is a fantastic triple opener, and Finzo only responds with one.
Tall trees catch a lot of wind, and 360 is up high. Completely his position denied by the flashbangs. You saw him holding out. You saw the decision being made in his brain, like, wait, I actually can't do anything here. But dropping down is also not really an option because they went in perfect. The Molotov thrown deep into Squeaky. It was a bit too late and a bit too little. They're already past that, and then you're just stuck with, at the end of the throw, your arm's still forward, you ain't got a gun in your hands. It's going to be decidedly unhealthy if you're trying to stop a T-side take.
Yeah, I'd agree on that front, as K10, well, they'll unfortunately have to as well, going for a pretty quick save, at least Adam JC was, as Vinzo, yes, he does slip in for a frag, but it's not as impactful as he would have liked. Yes, it does a bit of damage to the economy. K10 is actually being dealt with relatively nicely outside in these past couple of rounds, if we're excluding the MP9 miss, but attack timeout being called here by the likes of K10, as again, things just starting to run away from them a little bit, and they seem occasionally unable to deal with Soulsland executes.
Yeah, and also one thing that I found decently interesting, right? It's the setup, in theory, having two mini and then one player on top of the silo, that should be good enough in holding off a push. The Molotov just got timed wrong, but that was because just looking at it, at least I got the sense it was a very weird timing that they started the round in. Because yes, K10 was falling back, but as soon as he got there, right, it's not, K10 just didn't go for enough information. Could have gotten another flash, could have spotted outside and be like, hey, they're not here anymore. They might be going inside, because Soulsland have been playing very slowly most of the time, and suddenly, like on a bit of an off time, just boom, in. They weren't ready at all.
So I'm really annoyed at you for calling them Soulsand, because I've been calling them Soulsand ever since.
Yeah, that was a slip.
Yeah, the Minecraft references are strong with this one, but so are Soulsland themselves. Can they land on their feet though, or will it be K10 slapping them up and breaking the kneecaps on the fault? We'll have to wait and see as we get into the 8th round of competition. K10 again on the back foot, hunting for an equalizer, and already lacking a bit of util on some of their players.
The AK is looking like they're made out of netherite, but the armor certainly isn't. Harbor Boy does go down to the HE. And Ian, ooh, lovely push. This is exactly to fix the problem that they had in the last round. Hits his teammate with the molly, still covers the same area. Bit of a
oh no! Santos Kid just missed 3 roof flashes! That is abhorrent at this late stage of the game. And that is something we mentioned in the pre-game. They are really good at execute, but if you catch them out in the mid-round trying to throw complex utility, they almost always fluff their lines. It was a huge problem on Anubis, and now JC and Biggin able to mop up, because that was not a mistake you can afford to be making in this late stage of the tournament. K10, it is a nice frag onto William, but it is still a 1 versus 4 he'll have to pull off. And look at this, the position is being held for. So lovely headshot, and K10, fantastic round. Listen to the cheers.
Fatigue fiendlessly finding a fault in Soulsland's executes, right? You're going for a lineup, it's purely on the automatic system.
Oh no.
It's there, right? You get the lineup and you're just a couple pixels off, but you're still gonna jump all 3. He didn't adjust and all 3 go wrong, and that's when the round just falls apart.
He just keeps spamming the jump line without ever reconnecting. in order to just change position. Oh, it was that was actually a really bad to watch. That's probably the worst mistake we've seen from Soulsland on their util front the entire tournament so far, as those smokes could well be cleared out by Vine Zone's own utility. But it's Harbo Boy to swing in faster. Ready. And as you said, he was very ready for that play.
Already the first nade was sort of the dinner bell ringing, and then the second nade, they were all so ready for it. It looked a bit like the meme that came out of the beta, right? When they're crossing long, and the nade gets blown out, and you see just 3 Ts with AKs just ready to take down the Opera. That was exactly that, just a different map. But yeah, I mean, that's what I like. Like the dynamic with the smokes now, with breaking the smokes, it's so simple, but because you can't really, like, yes, you can get an advantage out of it, but it's just as it can be advantageous big, and this is just a play. Moving on in on his own. Molotov now, but they're ahead of it. JC with his shot, and Harbo Boy gets free area, free roam. JC, what a great turnaround, stroke in. All of it, 2 versus 2, and now out of vent! William, one of the most unlikely plays you can make. And there you go, up to the ladder. And he gets up to double kill. Wow.
That was an insane round there. Adam JC staying alive for as long as he did worked wonders for the defense. Yes, he does miss a crucial shot that results in his hollow vent player being killed, but the fact that he's able to land that wild flick shot onto the shin bone of the aggressing players towards the A bomb site, allowing for William to pop up. It's perfect, and 360 spamming down the pistols, lobs in some further utility, and it ain't looking too hot for Soulsland right now. K10 will be able to find 6 off the back of this round, most likely. And there we go, Biggin chiming in for another, as that previous round was so damn impactful. And Adam JC is only standing in as the AWP for this event. He is not normally the AWP IGL.
Oh man, it's taking over that role. I mean, 360, you want him on the rifle because he's been so potent. This time it's Biggin though in the lead. And one thing I want to highlight as we're watching Harbo Boy be alone with his Tech 9. Beautiful Navi Tech 9, by the way. But XRT Simple, he hasn't started yet on Nuke.
Yeah, such an important piece of the puzzle for Soulsland, going 1 in 8 right now. He's pulling a map 1 Harbo Boy, but the thing is, everybody else was fracking to such a degree that it didn't really matter that Harbo Boy was so far down. Adam JC, a lovely headshot to end things off. He's got a 3 KD right now on the big green, Biggin on 2 himself. But yeah, the fragging department not really opening up right now for the Soulsland side. Their highest tally is 8 and 7, and that is Harbo Boy out on some distance.
Yeah, what will you consider to be like a sort of equal score considering the advantages of the half here? 7-5?
I'd say for K10 to properly secure this second half, or excuse me, yeah, to properly secure the second half, they would need 8 rounds on this CT side. Even then, I think it would be a very hard-fought battle, especially if they lose their 6th pistol round. But Soulsland, yeah, an even half would probably be that 7-5 scoreline. Yeah. That would be the 6-6 equivalent of our previous 2 maps.
Yeah, definitely. So, good thing we agree on that. Not like we disagreed on much, or if anything. Well, words for instance, but...
it's okay, that was a complicated matter. You had me stumped for a minute as well. Well, who will be smelling the sweet scent of victory, though? That is a question we need to ask ourselves here, as Soulsland taking a bit of outside presence. Haven't yet realised Vizo is still here, but as they do, Synergy stops Harbo Boy from going down and will net them a man advantage. But Adam JC and Big Gun now hold the cross, and Adam JC whips his lines. That is a massive shot to be missing.
In the worst possible scenario, an AWPer on the first stair on double door, a rifler on single doors lane. Yet they get through with a 1-man advantage. Oh, such low HP for 2 of them. But you do have that extra rifle standing. XRT Simple, what a move! He's inspired by William, just going straight up out of the vent. That smoke is rising, and where smoke is fire as the Molotov lands in heaven. And JC is locked out.
This is a massive problem. William needs to go huge again, but this time he's got no open door, no open vent shaft. As he edges his way up the squeaky, he can't possibly anticipate. He can, but Sundance Kid goes down. There's still 3 more targets remaining. Yes, below HP, but he's retaken with an AWPer. Swings wide. XRT Simple, the only almost full HP player remaining, is in the sightlines. And Adam JC, it's a nice flick onto Wims, but it won't be the round as Soulsland bag 5.
I haven't said this to you yet. I've said this many times.
Okay.
I have something which I've realized when I started casting. I have a reverse caster curse. I mentioned it a bit earlier on yesterday.
Both players went down to the bomb, by the way.
Oh,
that is massive for the T-side economy.
That's a very rough one. But yeah, we mentioned XRT Simple only on 1 kill. Round after, double kill.
Yeah, he saves the round completely.
It happens at least 95% of the time. I mentioned someone being low down on the scoreboard that they get a double kill.
Yeah, you're like the first caster to balance me back out. I'm the king of jinxing. And so it's good to have, you know, some alleviation of the pressure, but no alleviation on the pressure applied to the throats of K10. Sundance Kid digs the boot in further, and what an exciting start to the end of the first half here. K10 really need to find 7.
6-6 would be a very good scoreline for Soulsland. And it's just, it's such an unknown factor. Like, we know how these teams play, but like, are they really gonna stick to their guns, stick to their own real set game plan when they switch sides? Or like, it's still so much is unknown when we get to that second half. And if it gets to 6-6, we fully reset and we go again.
Yeah, that's when K10 require a pistol round. Not just, they should probably have one. That's when they'll actually need it as big.
Yes!
Oh, that's a massive 3K. Harbor Boy and Synergy, though, they bring it back into a 2 versus 2. Their teammate has done so much for them already. They need to be able to pull this one over the line on the K10 side. There is a man down by the double doors as Harbo is about to challenge him. William peeks up and will drop Harbo Boy, leaving Synergy in a 1 versus 2. I believe the bomb is dropped. This could all come down to timings. In fact, there are 2 CTs in the vent right now, and they know exactly where Synergy is. William finds the final frag, and their teammates' efforts will not go unrewarded.
Every single first half has been dead equal. Because, well, in Nuke, we do know that the sides are a bit lopsided, right? When everyone's, especially with these types of play styles, with these teams, it is going to be a CT side advantage. So 7-5 is pretty much dead equal again. And
can we see a pistol round win, though?
Can
we see the first of 6? I don't think I've ever seen a semi-finals matchup where one team on map 3 has not won a single pistol round, and Wims looks to deny already, tapping away towards the red box. He desperately needs an early frag as Biggin shuts down Wims, and look at this continuation, look at this pathing from K10. They are diving down low as whilst the tension is pulled up. Biggin, that is fantastic. Harbor Boy, I think his pistol barrel might even have been spotted. It definitely has been. 360. He goes back for more. They might actually do it. It's a 5v1. It would be their first of 6 pistol rounds to win. And XRT Simple has it all to do. He might not even find one. There we go at long last.
And then I put my headphones off because I wanted to know how loud they would get. They were talking about it amongst themselves. And yes, they finally do it. And the timing, it was the last timing possible. It was right before the 12th hour. If they had managed to lose this one as well. No force buys. We rarely see any force buys again in MR12 in the second round. So it's going to go by the book. K10. 9 rounds, Soulsland. That's going to be a difficult one.
It's going to be a very tough ordeal to come back from this. This is pretty much a guaranteed 9-5 scoreline. Now, back in MR15, that's not as daunting a prospect, but when you are playing in such short spaces of time, with the economy in its current situation, yeah, K10 could start to run away with things here. And if they win the first gun round on top of that, then Soulsland will need to do some serious reevaluating. But in the meantime, they've just got a couple of crossfires set up for the pistols. If K10 are to lose more than 2 players here, that would be a small success in itself for Soulsland. But at this late stage of the game, they need to inflict as much damage as humanly possible. And K10 need to build up as big a bank as they possibly can. Send in Adam, JC and William to do their dirty work is the solution.
And in my opinion, Soulsland, as soon as this round is done, even now already, call the timeout.
Yeah,
right?
this could be an existence pause for them.
Because it's gonna be nine on the board. We just have a buffer of 3 rounds, and that third buffer is just the big gray rain cloud hanging over their head, ready to shoot down thunder from the heavens. Wims does get one, nearly a second. But it's just the SMGs and the Woos are coming through 9-5, 4 to even equalize.
And what a way to make a living. Don't forget Dolly Parton, not as influential in CS anymore, but I'm glad I got at least one before the day was out. But look at this now. No tag timeouts, we're just going straight into this thing.
Ready?
Yeah, Soulsland. Well, we better hope they are. As K10 on the flip side, still a little bit of a bonus buy. We've got Galils, we got Mac 10s, and we do have a swathe of utility, but Bigham, actually nothing in his utility belt. Might be one to go out first thick and fast. He's, hold on a minute, he's actually got a timing onto Sundance Kid lurking up in towards lobby. That is a massive frag to be posting up, and look at the rest of K10 stacking outside. Wait, that is a massive gap in the smoke for Bigham. 2 big lurk kills. They might even consider going back towards his position now.
Bigham, absolute hero in the past few rounds. Multi-kill on multi-kill, 19 on the board, peeking up for Secret. No Secret anymore, XRT Simple. 2 Molotovs, and that might be advantageous when we get to this clutch situation, because Kiss Energy is, of course, also still alive, residing in heaven. And can he make the play? It's a re-engage, but JC has enough time to get his crosshair working. XRT Simple, he's been playing bad, but now the dink comes through. Look at the HP.
Oh, that is devastating.
So possible.
4 HP and 12 HP is all that was left, but the gun did not have the ability to one-tap. That's what costs him there. 10-5 right now for K10. Soulsland have pushed them to the edge time and time again, but this time with just 3 more rounds required and a gap of 5 growing between them, it might just be enough for K10 to secure the bag. Still a lot of rounds left though. There is still potential for Soulsland to make this back, but this is not a round in which they can be particularly confident in with this weaponry.
I mean, it's only rifles. You can get it done. Soulsland, they haven't been doing it often. If you hear some shouting, that's the Inters playoffs going on. But, I mean, in this round, right, Soulsland, they haven't had many force buy wins. And with K10 winning their first pistol, this would be a nice way to sort of equalize towards that equilibrium that we've had throughout this best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, though, those 5.7s are damning when you get up close and personal. The amount of times that I've lost gun rounds to just people bum rushing 5.7 towards lobby, you know, I don't want to speak about it anymore. It's too painful to recount, but K10 need to ensure that they also stave off this possibility as Harbo Boy up close and personal. Kissinergy doubles up on that very gun. Kissinergy looks for more, taps away. Bigham will at least trade for now, and we're back into a 3 versus 3 scenario. We can take a breather for a moment as JC looks back into lobby, ensuring there's no more crunching going on in that department.
JC and K10, they can't really leave lobby soon enough anymore because there's 2 weapons
down. Oh, that's
down.
a foot. Does he not spot Harbour Boy? He doesn't spot the foot. He's going back away.
I don't think he did. They're going towards heaven now, but still in the hut. You still have the 5-7 Wims. Now the sound comes through. He's still in hut. He could deny the bomb plant. If they've gone open for him, they're going to rush out and then up in vent. Plainzo, 2 kills. It's all headshots. There was potential there. There were 2 AKs down. They had to push. They had to get those rifles that were dropped. Just prepared to be picked up for them. But
and look at the magic of a pistol round win. 4 rounds in a row now for the likes of K10. All it took was a bloody pistol round win, and we find ourselves in this much of an advantageous position. Soulsland, if they don't put this round up on the board that they have invested everything into, it is probably going to be goodbye in the lower bracket semis. It is a very tough pill to swallow right now for the boys in blue. Blue definitely the correct depiction of the mood on the Chinese side as Wims peeks on in towards Silo, but is unable to finish what he started with the spray.
This is quite possibly the last competitive round that we're going to get if K10 manage to take this. The double mini setup. Soulsland, they definitely know what they're going for. And K10 have been playing like a subtly complex T half thus far, right? They're playing defaults, but their timings, their pushes here and there, they've been so quirky. And Biggin has been the hero in that. Now they're gonna just straight up smoke. Molotov's too late. 3 players are down, and Soulsland might be down if they can't deal with this.
Finzo finds the first XRT Simple will fall, but Harbo Boy doubles up on the response. Adam JC undetected at the moment in the fence, looks to try and even up as Big and does exactly that. Catching a timing, Adam JC will pick up another. We're in a 2 versus 2 right now as Sundance Kid knows the location of one, but 360 still playing outside, needs to swing in with his teammate here. The defense is split. Synergy on the lower side as Sundance Kid strikes through the smoke. This is all down to 360 now, and he is running towards the lower side. Synergy holds the cross, and it will be a massive round for Soulsland.
Wow.
Listen to that arena roar.
Oh my word. I mean, backs against the wall for both teams. It puts that power up in their package. My goodness. And they managed to. One more chance. K10 still have. It was only 2 alive, so the money nowhere near recovered for Soulsland. K10 now have a chance. A second chance at breaking hearts. Taking souls.
Yeah, K10 taking this one equally as slow, but this time don't go for as advanced outside presence. JC, though, has found the first. Biggin a double up, a massive 5-on-3. And Soulsland, back when they were collecting similar circumstances, unable to hold on in their first meeting. K10 need to ensure that that's not spun back into their opponent's favour. As the time continues to tick on down, and K10 continue to play a very reserved game, knowing that Soulsland's hands will be forced to make an unfortunate next move.
It's such a double-edged sword now, because as Soulsland, are you going to push to regain that advantage, or are you going to wait to see if the clock can sort of revive one of your teammates? But whoa, that's never going to happen, as JC and Bingham already going to get 2 kills. Kiss Energy, a 1 versus 5 with the hop. You really don't think it's possible. He's going to try and save it. 2 kills come through. Is he going to go for this? I highly doubt it. That was a bit of a funky flashbang, not on the A bomb.
Oh
so
no, the audio cues.
Kiss Energy is going to go for this. It might have been a bit of a bug. We know that they're there. Kiss Energy is just going to save the AWP. It can be the hero in the next. But a man that's 11-on-14. JC's playing with the door a bit, trying to mess with their heads. But Kiss Energy with the op, he needs to be the hero. Might even be more than a hero. I mean, the loss bonus still somewhat there. They did win a round, but they had 2 loss bonus now. 2 points of loss bonus.
I mean, they're going to have enough for a week buy. And I say that if they can sacrifice utility, they'll have the upgraded weaponry. If they sacrifice the upgraded weaponry, they'll have the utility. Again, a double-edged sword. Synergy can drop 1 A1S on over, and that will be instrumental. And yeah, look at that sacrificing of util. It is not a comfortable position to be in. They've got 2 flashbangs and a Molotov. Some does come in on Harbo Boy there. You know what? It's a slightly better buy than I was giving them credit for. MP9 comes through on the bottom there for Sundance Kid, but the problem is we're seeing signs of struggle on 2 of these rifling players right now. Wims and XRT Simple just not quite up the par at the moment. As K10 in the meantime, everyone, with maybe the exception of Vinzo, just pretty much nailing it in that fragging department.
They have no medicine against Biggin. They haven't been able to shut him down. Look at everyone on K10's side. That's 9999. That's that one video. It's a bit of a weird quote, I just realized. I'm going to take that back, actually, but
I imagine that's what Soulsland will be saying when they lose this best of 3. I say when, if of course, as K10 still need 1 more round. It's not a surefire, thin-cut thing. Soulsland need to cut very deep here.
RTX Simple just pushed lobby, straight into lobby. K10 have been waiting around there. Biggin, he gets
oh no, Vinzo and Ven! He's going to catch XRT Simple rotating on down. He was going to try and play outside there. How the hell has he gotten in undetected? That is massive straight on back from K10.
That is such a weird over and back. Like, it's a 4 versus 4, but so much control gain. Fainzo is just holding one of the main lines towards the bottom bomb side, fully closed. Kiss Energy is moving him moving back in. He needs to get it with Wims, but as soon as that single door moves, gets open, JC is going to win his teammate for support. Now the window's going to be broken. Kiss Energy still vulnerable to that single door position. Gets the flick on the first. Now they're coming out of single door. Kiss Energy spots the first. Now the Trace needs him coming in. Wims needs to find the double. They still have the one-man advantage. They can still do this. JC misses a shot. Soulsland, they're not done just yet.
There we go, another eruption for both Soulsland and their supporters. 5 rounds still needed in order to take us to OT though. And this is not like the group stage. We're not capped at a single overtime. We are going to keep this show rolling until we have ourselves a victor. That final, that consolidation final is waiting in the wings for tomorrow morning. It's a matchup you are not going to want to miss. 9 AM BST as Big and lobs some util through the door. Our other esports players getting loud as well now. That's a perfect play for Synergy.
Yeah, but look at how far away the support is. So this is going to be a bomb plant, and it's only a one-man advantage. I've seen these rounds go wrong in the past. Harbor Boy, though, is very close. I mean, Biggin, he did it all on the top side now. First, the spray through, it's not connecting. Wins another double kill, another massive performance as he gets himself up into double digits and over. So now they can get close to the bomb, can get that K10. It's been quite legendary thus far, but it gets taken down, and there are rounds of applause because. But they were measured. They were measured rounds of applause because they still know, of course, it's 4 rounds.
Yeah, Soulsland have plenty of catching up to do, but they will almost certainly be allowed onto 9 here. Just 3 rounds remaining between our 2 teams if this one goes to plan. It's upgraded pistols at best for the likes of K10. However, these upgraded pistols are coming with rather a lot of utility, and it would not be the first time that I've seen a buyer like this get some serious real estate in a round. Are we going to see a full A rush here? It appears not, as they are stunted in towards lobby.
Get blown open. It doesn't deliver a kill, but it does deliver a bit of a sideline. Cool on into the A bomb side. Now sometimes get a win. Both getting a fraction against Harbor. Boy does get pointed down. Sundan's kid dances himself the way up to 3 kills and a spray through the smokes. XRT Simple is feeling himself now. If he turns up now, if XRT Simple, I'm going to calm down a bit because we have a lot more to go probably. If XRT picks it up now, that is going to be like
a difference maker, a key difference maker if he's able to join the server to his previous heights. But K10, still 3 rounds left in order to close this in regulation. Honestly, if we go to overtime, there is a real world in which K10 fumble this inexplicable bag.
Actually, when I went outside, I jokingly asked them, hey, if you guys are winning anyway, please, because they said they were going to win. I said, yeah, if you guys are winning anyway, please do it in overtime. And I was met by a symphony of annoyed moans by all of the K10 players. So they really don't want to get there. And I mean, as a player, right, it's a bit of a mindset thing. I mean, if you really want to get to that highest level, why not just say to yourself, screw it. When we get to OT, we're going to bang that straight through. As now again, he needs a double frag again. Some more pressure's on. He gets the back player actually. But there's a lot of control again towards the bottom bomb side. K10 is finding openings there.
Yeah, Vinezo able to trade on back. That's the important part here, but a lack of utility might be troublesome for K10. Apparently not for Biggin. He's back at it again. Another frag to his name. And as he continues to look towards lobby, Sundance Kid does evade his gate. But Adam JC is here. It's starting to fall apart here for Soulsland. It's a 4 versus 2 right now for K10. Now we have seen Soulsland get out of scenarios like this before, but the retake utility, it's scamped 2 Molotovs. Yes, they're good for disrupting, but you can't stick a ninja in a Molotov as Synergy missing the shot. 360 delivering again. It really does feel like that as Vinezo will seal the deal. 13-9 for K10, and they will be progressing to tomorrow.
At their last Epic LAN as K10, they beat the first time comers here, Soulsland. They put up an epic fight. Just absolute applause. You're fully correct. I mean, man, oh man, what have we just seen? Everything has been building up to this. All the best of threes have been 2-0s. A great many games have been stomps, even between these two teams. We saw a 13-2 in Anubis in the group. It has been nothing yet, but we went on and on and on. It was building up, and it exploded here in the lower bracket semifinal.
Yeah, it was an amazing show, a very entertaining best of three. As you can see, Sheep especially, we are very tired out here, and this man took the first best of three of the day as well, like a true champion. So shout out to Sheep for putting in all the hard work here. Shout out to all of our viewers coming in from China, thick and fast. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure having you on board. And with that, I feel like it is time to say goodnight. There's a party waiting for us in the wings, and I think I need a drink after that one. But yeah, with that, congratulations again to K10. Massive commiserations for Soulsland, but on their first LAN appearance as a team, this is an impeccable result.
As a final word, you mentioned it already, but I do want to give one more quick shout out because I know they're watching, and it has been incredible. The news of the Chinese stream, it has been circling around the arena, right? Everyone has been talking about it. It's an immense honor to have that and to have this game. And one thing that I'm damn looking forward to is seeing the Soulsland team go into UKIC, going to ESL Prem, and just fighting through it all because I want to see more of these guys. These guys have left their name.
Yeah, best of luck to Soulsland in their future endeavours because, man, what a showing throughout the tournament. But yes, that's enough of our rambling now. I've been Sneaky Beaky. This has been Several Sheep. And from us, thank you for watching and have a great night. See you back at 9 AM for the rest of the competition.
Hello, Overclockers, and welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?